Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Sunday, May 25th, 2025, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, Cash App $ ORIONNWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Seattle Mariners versus the Houston Astros. First pitch is going to be here in roughly 5 minutes. So let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get into the starting lineups. Happy Sunday, everyone. And on the thumb on the left is Julio Rodriguez. And on the right, the Astros stud left fielder Jose Altuve. Now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the visiting Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners at shortstop, Dylan Moore. Batting second, catching today for Seattle, big dumper Cal Raleigh. Batting third, playing center field, Julio Rodriguez. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Batting fifth, DHing today for the Mariners, Mitch Garver. Batting sixth, playing first base, Donovan Solano. Batting seventh, playing right field, Leody Taveras. Batting eighth, playing third base, Ben Williamson. And batting ninth, playing second base, Leo Rivas. And on the mound for the Mariners with a 4-3 record, an ERA of 3.20, it's La Piedra, Luis Castillo. And obviously being down 1-2 in the series, this is a must-win game to split the series with the Astros 2-2. Now let's get into the starting lineups for the home Houston Astros. Leading off for the Astros at shortstop, Jeremy Pena. Batting second, playing third base, Isaac Paredes. Batting third, playing left field, Jose Altuve. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, playing first base, Christian Walker. Batting fifth, DHing today for the Astros, Victor Caratini. Batting sixth, playing center field, Jake Myers. Batting seventh, catching today for Houston, Yanier Diaz. Batting eighth, playing right field, Cam Smith. And batting ninth, playing second base, Mauricio Dubon. And on the mound for the Astros with a 0-0 record, an ERA of 5.59, it is Colton Gordon. Let's go Mariners. Tridents up, baby. Let's go. And we'll be shooting for 20 likes within the first hour, 50 overall, and 100 in the donos on every single stream. Let's go, baby. It's been pretty rough. We haven't been able to score the same type of runs or have the same type of impact. Feels like pitching has gotten a little bit better than it was at the beginning of the year, but now the bats are starting to cool off. And in the last 2 weeks, we've been striking out a lot more and haven't been able to put up as many runs. 6 runs, for about a month and a half average. And now in the last couple of weeks, we're in that 1 to 3 run range. So if we are going to end up having a low scoring affair, we have to be on the top end of that scoreboard. Let's go. No JP Crawford in the lineup, no Polo as well. And only really concerns about the lineup that I have, even though Donovan Solano overall, it's not working. He ended up having a decent game yesterday, a couple of hits, got a walk. So I'm not really sure, the impact of Donovan Solano, which is very minimal. But hopefully out of Mitch Garver at DH at 5 and Donovan Solano at first base at 6, hopefully we get some type of production there. And then hopefully Leote can continue his progress, getting better and better each day. We're going to need Leote here today. But more importantly than that, at the top of the order, we need to make sure that we're getting production out of Demo, Cal Raleigh, and Julio Rodriguez. We already know that we're a very good 7th, 8th, and 9th inning team, but it doesn't hurt to be able to score some runs and get some early hits and RBIs in the first 3 to 4 innings. Must-win game here for the Mariners. We got to be able to get this. We're down 1-2 in the series, even though we did win 2 out of 3, in Seattle in the early part of the year. Obviously, they have a day off tomorrow, and then we have a homestand starting against the Nationals, which we should start to get back to our winning ways. Obviously, they're at T-Mobile starting at Tuesday evening. Luis Castillo on the mound, 4-3 record, ERA 3.20. And then on the flip side, Colton Gordon, 0-0 record with an ERA of 5.59. So we should be able to find a way. Gordon on the mound and walking up to the plate here is shortstop Dylan Moore. Let's go, D-Mo. We need you. Bring that electricity early and often. Let's get it, baby. First pitch to Dylan Moore from Gordon. Takes a strike swinging right down the middle. 0-1 count. Come on, Demo. We need a fast start. Right out of the gates. Top of the first inning. 0-0 Mariners and Astros. Gordon on the mound. Demo in the box. 0-1 pitch. Low and at the knees with a four-seam fastball. 90 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike from Gordon to Demo. 1-1 pitch, takes a strike looking. Sweeper, same spot as that first pitch, 79 miles an hour. Fools Dylan Moore. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Demo. Let's go, Dylan. We need some good production here today. And again, a lot of us Mariner fans thought we would end up winning, game number 3 with Brian Wu on the mound as Demo flies out to right there, 1 away. Next up for the Mariners, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, big dumper. We're going to need you. Hopefully we can get a couple homers in this matchup. Trident's up. Let's go, Cal. And anytime Cal tries to be able to, get to the very top in home runs, it feels like we got a couple people right there with them. Kyle Schwarber, Aaron Judge, and obviously Shohei Ohtani. We're all kind of jumbled in the mix, and we'll find out who ends up hitting 20 home runs first. It probably won't be Cal, but he shouldn't be that far behind. 0-1 pitch in play, and Cal flies out to center, 2 away. Next up for the Mariners, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. A little bit of a rough March and April, but it's been hot in May. We definitely need a good game out of Julio today. Trident's up. Let's go. First pitch to Julio Rodriguez. Takes a strike swinging right down the middle with the curve. 0-1 count. Let's go, J-Rod. Oh, 0-1 pitch in play. And Julio singles to left. Nice job, J-Rod. Had a feeling that he'd be able to bring, the action here today. Obviously put him on the thumb with Altuve. And again, we're down 1-2 in the series here on the road. We need a good, solid 2 for 4 or 3 for 5 type of day out of Julio. And hopefully he'll be able to get a few more base knocks and maybe even a homer. Next up, left fielder in the 4-hole. Cleanup hitter, Randy Arozarena. First pitch to Randy Arozarena, fouls off. Right there on the line, four-seam fastball, tries to jam the hitter, Gordon, and he does. 0-1 count. Come on, Randy. You had a nice triple yesterday, and we were able to get on the board somewhat early in the matchup. But when you end up giving up 2 errors in the first inning and that leads to 2 runs, it's, not a good look. And an 0-1 pitch. Randy singles to right, Julio to second. Back-to-back hits for the Mariners from J-Rod and Randy. I like what I'm seeing. Let's go. Next up in the 5-hole, DHing Mitch Garver. Not sure if that's the best choice to have, here in this particular situation with Garver DHing and Solano playing first base. I think that we would rather have almost anybody at DH at that position and, have Rowdy play first. But, they have a left-handed pitcher, so obviously that has something to do with it as well. First pitch to Mitch Garver from Gordon. Takes a strike looking high and in the zone. 0-1 count with that curveball in the low 70s. Colton Gordon, 5.59 ERA, so we should be able to, get some hits and hopefully a few home runs on him. 0-1 pitch, takes another strike looking. Mitch Garver, swing the bat. I mean, I want, you to be able to draw walks. And, if guys get hit by a pitch, as long as they don't get hurt, that's fine as well. But again, we need you to start swinging the bat, which you were doing very often in the early part of the season. But now it's like almost the strategy is, I'm not going to swing at all, and I'm going to try to see if they'll walk me. But unfortunately, that only works for pitchers that aren't in the zone, that are wild. If they're in the zone, you're going to strike out looking a lot. Come on, Garb, swing the bat. And normally I'm the opposite. Here we go, Garv. Go, go, go. There we go. Mitch Garver doubled to center, back-to-back hits. Julio Rodriguez scores. Randy Arozarena scores. 2-0 Mariners. That's what happens when you swing the fucking bat, Mitch Garver. Let's go. Way to bring the electricity early and often. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what we needed, baby. Next up, Donovan Solano, who actually had a pretty good game yesterday with a couple hits and a walk. I mean, if Mitch Garver can come up with a 2-run RBI, what are we going to get out of Solano today? Are we going to end up getting like an unexpected home run or a single or double out of him? I don't know. But first pitch takes a strike looking just like Mitch Garver, right down the middle, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss, high and inside with a curveball, 75 miles an hour, behind in the count 0-2. Come on, Donovan. Again, if our weakest players in the lineup are coming up big, there's no stopping us in this game. And obviously, it's a must-win game. The Astros are playing with house money. They're up 2-1 in the series here at home. We need to win this. We thought we were going to win yesterday with Brian Wu, and then this one would be, kind of up for grabs, depending on how Castillo pitched. But, when you end up giving up 2 errors in the first and you give up 2 runs, and then you only score 1, it's tough to win. Pitch fouled off by Donovan Solano, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes with a runner at second and 2 outs. Mitch Garver, the early MVP of this game, with giving us a 2-0 lead with a 2-run RBI double, the best case scenario you could have asked for besides a 3-run jack, with Julio and Randy on board with back-to-back singles, back-to-back-to-back hits. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. 1-2 pitch, high and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Donovan Solano. Let's go, baby. Gabriel in the building. What's good? Steph in the building. What's good? And again, when I first saw the lineup, I was like, oh, no. Garver and Solano, and then, you have to just accept and no JP in the lineup either. But again, sometimes, the most unexpected guys end up being heroes. As Donovan Solano flies out to right, you don't really expect a whole lot from him. Maybe 1 hit, and maybe hopefully he gets walked once, so he has 2 chances to be on base. But again, nothing from Solano there, but he did have a pretty good game yesterday. But really the story so far right now is thankfully Mitch Garver swung the bat. And again, he started swinging the bat pretty often in the early part of the year, but within the last month or so, he's kind of been that guy that just doesn't swing and just hopes to get walked, and again, that works if you're going against a shitty pitcher or a shitty bullpen reliever. But when you get a guy that's kind of fresh, and you're just sitting there hoping that they're going to pitch wild, you're going to get punched out looking a lot. And, if you actually look at Garv, that's kind of happened to him quite a bit. But luckily, on the 0-2 pitch, he swings the bat, and then we get a nice hit from Julio Rodriguez, a nice hit from Randy Arozarena, back-to-back singles, and then Mitch Garver with that 2-run RBI. And this is exactly what we needed, based on what happened yesterday, giving us an early lead, and hopefully we don't look back. Nice job, Mariners. Now on the mound for the Mariners with a 4-3 record, an ERA of 3.20, who has actually been pretty fucking solid for us in 2025. Pretty similar to the player that we first brought up from the trade from the Reds in 2022. Welcome La Piedra, Luis Castillo. And if Luis can pitch, 5-6 innings and, get maybe 5 to 6 Ks, that might be good enough for us to win here, this afternoon, early morning. So let's see what we can do. Leading off here for the Astros at shortstop, Jeremy Pena. Batting second, third baseman, Isaac Paredes. And batting third, left fielder, Jose Altuve. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. We're shooting for 20 likes within the first hour, 50 overall, and 100 in the donos on every single stream. Let's go, baby. First pitch from Castillo to Pena, takes a strike swinging, big swing and a miss. Tries to jam the hitter, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. Behind in the count now, 0-2 to Jeremy Pena. Let's go, Luis. And again, Brian Wu has been our best starter, but I think Luis Castillo has been number 2, since, Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, and Bryce Miller have been hurt quite a bit. 0-2 pitch, in play, and Pena singles to left, trying to do the same thing that Julio Rodriguez did, get a rally started early. Nice job, Jeremy Pena. Next up, third baseman, Isaac Paredes. And now we need a slow dribbler right up the middle, to Rivas or Demo, and then a throw to Solano to get a double play. And again, we were able to get 2 or 3 of those yesterday. Hopefully we can get 2 or 3 here today. Toby in the building, what's good? First pitch from Castillo to Paredes, low and away, about 5 feet off the plate with that slider, 85 miles an hour, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle with a slider, 88 miles an hour, 1 ball and 1 strike to Isaac Paredes. Let's go, Luis. Yeah, nice to see the Ducks. Again, most people are going to know them for college football and, men's college basketball, but they obviously have other things that they're pretty good at too. Obviously college women's basketball, track and field, and then every once in a while, Oregon baseball. 1-1 pitch, high and inside with a 4-seam fastball, 93 miles an hour, 2 balls and 1 strike from Castillo to Paredes. Go, baby. Must win game. Two-one pitch, fouled off right down the middle with that sinker, 95 miles an hour by Castillo. 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first, Jeremy Pena, with a little base knock. Hopefully we can get a little slow dribbler right up the middle and get a double play here. Nice souvenir for a fan on that last foul ball hit by Paredes. Bottom of the first inning, 2-0 Mariners. 2-2 pitch, high and away. 4-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Isaac Paredes. It's tough to say. the Titans, even with the number 1 pick, they have so many holes, but obviously with Cam Ward, if he succeeds, it'll at least give us a reason to watch the Titans. With the Colts, you got, Richardson and Daniel Jones, who have 2 of the lowest completion percentages in the NFL. So that didn't really make any sense to me there. Yeah, you did have some good draft picks, there from Penn State. That should definitely make a difference, on offense and defense and whatnot. But I don't think anyone really, we don't really know what we're going to get out of Indianapolis. And then obviously with the Texans, you would assume that's going to be probably the favored team to win the division, but the division is definitely up for grabs. Pitch fouled off. Count remains still 3 balls and 2 strikes to Isaac Paredes from Luis Castillo. But it probably will be more than likely, unless there's some serious injuries to CJ Stroud and the rest, you would assume that, maybe the team that wins the division gets 10 wins, something like that, maybe like 10-7. And then, again, the Colts and the Jags will probably be battling for that second spot, to try to, get close to 10 wins. And then maybe some of those teams fall a little bit short, 9-8, 8-9, something of that nature. And then obviously with the Titans, we assume they'll probably win somewhere between like 4 to 7 games. So that's kind of where I'm viewing it. But at least you end up getting one of the most exciting players in the entire draft, Travis Hunter. I don't have any problem with them doing the trade. Him being on the Jags is much better than him being on any other team, almost in that whole top 10 in play. And Paredes singles to left, and now you got runners at first and second with no outs. Come on, Castillo. But again, I'm definitely interested in Travis Hunter, and he's got a good head on his shoulders. Just got married over the weekend. Doesn't really like to go out to the clubs and whatnot. Really loves football, loves to fish, loves to play video games. So, he'll be grounded. He seems like a very good human being, not necessarily like possibly Shedeur Sanders, which, kind of feels like he's got the ego and he's entitled because his dad is Deion Sanders. But I think Travis is going to be a very, very fun player to watch. And I'll definitely be tuning into more Jags games just for him. Bottom of the first inning, 2-0 Seattle. Next up is Jose Altuve. And, he looks good in the uniform. Like, out of anybody, like when you're looking at players in the draft, like just imagining him on the Browns, it just wouldn't have been a good fit and they would have kind of ruined his career. It's like almost anybody that goes to Cleveland, unless you're like Myles Garrett, your career is fucked. So, to go to the Jags, even though they're not necessarily a playoff team, every single year, they're trying to get better, but again, at least you end up getting someone that's going to put butts in the seats and be exciting, and it should help them win. Pitch is outside. 2 balls and no strikes from Castillo to Altuve. We can't give up any runs here. We already have a nice 2-0 lead. Back-to-back hits by Julio and Randy Arozarena, and then Mitch Garver with a 2-run RBI. But Castillo is all over the place here early. Pitches outside again. 3-0 count to Jose Altuve. Yeah, I love me some Brian Thomas too. Stud. Super underrated, wide receiver, and not just on the Jags, but in the entire NFL. Anyone that plays fantasy football would understand how good Thomas is, and it'll be a nice dynamic duo. I agree. 3-0 pitch, takes a strike looking, high and inside. 3 balls, 1 strike with runners at first and second and no outs. We desperately need to get Altuve out here. I think you guys need to come to the realization also. 3-1 pitch in play, and thankfully Altuve flies out to Randy Arozarena and left 1 away. But I think you guys need to get to a point and realize that maybe, just maybe, Trevor Lawrence ain't it. Like if you actually look at his stats, they're very comparable to like Daniel Jones. And again, you wouldn't want Daniel Jones, as your quarterback on the Jags. And even though we know that Lawrence has more upside and is better, based on, his stats, it's almost similar, eerily similar to a guy like Daniel Jones. So, at some point, you may have to move on. And a lot of times, when you end up having the first or second pick and you go quarterback, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to pan out, with the Carson Wentz, situation, Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota. It kind of just depends on that particular year. And we all thought that, Trevor would have already been, a top 10, quarterback by this time. And he just still hasn't really found his way yet, not enough consistency on his part. He's definitely a top 15 quarterback, but when you draft a guy number 1, you expect him to be a top 5 or top 10 sooner than later. And we'll see if he ends up being the guy long term, or if you guys eventually move on and try to get someone that maybe will be a little bit better for you guys. And it's not like he stinks. It's just that he hasn't lived up to his potential. I think that's fair to say. First pitch to Walker, takes a strike looking, 0-1 count. Runners at first and second with a 2-0 lead. Back-to-back hits by the Mariners in the first, by Julio, Randy, and Mitch Garver with a 2-run RBI, which was unexpected. And now we have Castillo a little wild here in the bottom of the first. Runners at first and second with 1 out. And a 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss by Walker. Behind in the count now, 0-2 from Luis Castillo. 0-2 pitch. Low and away with that slider. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Luis Castillo. Come on, Luis. We need to get out of this inning. Alec in the building. What's good? One-two pitch. Low and away. Slider fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Christian Walker. Now, I got an easy way to eliminate that. Pitch is high and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to Walker. Now, there is a thing called interacting with people on the channel, so I love it when people try to make it about them. You got to be able to, I can do the play-by-play, I can do the color, but you also got to be able to vibe as well. 1-2 pitch, sinker fouled off, high and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to Walker. 1-2 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 1 out. Castillo on the mound, Walker in the box. We got some pretty other interesting events later today. AEW has got a pay-per-view. NXT has got a little event as well. And then you got a little bit of racing here on the NASCAR Cup Series in a few hours from now that I'll be watching. So a little bit of racing, a little bit of wrestling. Can't wait to be able to see what we get here later this afternoon. Pitch fouled off. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes to Christian Walker. He's grinding at this at-bat out. And Walker breaks his bat on that foul ball attempt. Bottom of the first inning, 2-0 Seattle. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Castillo and Walker grinding out this at-bat. And big swing and a miss on a 9-pitch out there by Luis Castillo. Way to get Christian Walker. See ya. 2 away. That's my boy. There you go. Way to bring that electricity, Luis, after getting in an early jam. Nice job. Next up, DHing for the Astros in the 5-hole, Victor Caratini. I agree, Miles, and that's what I predicted coming into the series, that we would split 2-2. I wasn't really sure what games that we were going to win for sure. I think most Mariner fans thought we would win the Brian Wu start, but we didn't really know about game 1, game 2, or game 4, just based on, what we're going to get out of, like a Logan Evans or, a George Kirby or an Emerson Hancock, type of outing, with those guys, playing in the first couple matchups and whatnot. Anytime you get someone that's either injured, coming back for the first time, like Kirby, who got roughed up, or having a guy like a Logan Evans or an Emerson Hancock, you don't really know what you're going to get, especially on the road. But again, if we can find a way to win this and split, I think that would be a blessing. In play on the 1-0 pitch, and Caratini is out there, flied out to left, And let's go to the top of the second inning, and that was pretty amazing. We easily could have had a 2-2 tie, here in the end of the first. Way to play some good defense there, and way to settle in on the mound, Luis Castillo. Great job. Next up for the Mariners, here on the 7 hole, right fielder Leody Taveras. Let's go, Leody. Batting second, third baseman Ben Williamson. And batting third, second baseman Leo Rivas. Let's go, Mariners. Trident's up. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 20 likes within the first hour, 50 overall, and 100 in the donos on every single stream. Let's go, baby. Let's see, we're almost at 20 already, so a good start by the people in the room. I appreciate you. Shout out to all the people that are watching all over the globe. We need 4 more likes to get to 20. We're already at 16. And again, we should be able to get to 50 on this particular stream. And I also wanted to be able to showcase all of the new subs and all the new additions that we've had to the channel. And again, based on my metrics and the information that I've gotten, let's take a quick peek here. So we've gotten, let's see, the viewership has grown quite a bit. So obviously 70% of the individuals on the channel are from the United States, but we've been getting some good results from Venezuela, Mexico, Dominican Republic, Canada, Japan, Philippines, Taiwan, Nicaragua, India, as well as New Zealand and Australia, just to name a few. So hopefully that will continue. Shout out to all the people supporting and watching all over the globe. And I appreciate every single person that has liked, subbed, donated, commented, and shared on any video that I've ever done. Appreciate you. Top of the second, 2-0 Mariners. Next up is Leody Taveras. Let's go, Leody. And I've been sprinkling in a couple new photos for some of the guys to give us a little bit of a spark and a little bit of good luck. And hopefully that will work out for us here today. New photos for Demo, Julio, Randy, Leody, and Leo. Let's go. First pitch to Leody Taveras. High and away. Curveball, 71 miles an hour. There by Gordon, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch. Tries to jam the hitter inside at the hips. Takes a strike looking. Should have been called ball. 1-1 count. Should be 2 balls and no strikes. Top of the second, 2-0 Seattle. Gordon on the mound. Taveras in the box. And Colton Gordon, 0-0 record, ERA of 5.59. So we should be able to rough him up a little bit. 2-1 pitch in play. And Leody Taveras flies out to left. 1 away. Get him next time, Leody. Who's actually been a pretty good replacement for Victor Robles in right field. Next up, third baseman, a guy that has an elite arm, rocket arm for defense. And obviously we need that bat to come alive. Who are we talking about? Big Ben Williamson. Let's go, B-dubs. First pitch from Gordon Williamson. Inside with a sweeper. 78 miles an hour, 1-0 count. Matt in the building. What's good? One-0 pitch. Inside at the knees with a curveball. 2 balls and no strikes from Gordon Williamson. Yeah, and I don't expect a whole lot out of the Ducks, baseball-wise. Normally it's going to be more for football, basketball, and track. But it is cool to be able to see anything, related to, the University of Oregon there in Eugene when they have some success. They have athletes all over the place. Basketball, baseball, football, obviously with track and field and a few other sports as well. So nice to be able to see that happening here for Oregon. 3-0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 3 balls and 1 strike to Ben Williamson. That man in the building, what's good? Definitely getting ready for the Coca-Cola race here in a few hours. I'll definitely be watching. 3-1 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle again to Ben Williamson. Come on, Ben, swing the bat. Don't be like Garver. You got to swing. Count now is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on with 1 out. Mariners with a early 2-0 lead, exactly what we needed. 3-2 pitch, fouled off with a 4-seam fastball, 91 miles an hour by Gordon. Nice job by Ben by working this at bat and grinding out this particular opportunity. But it started off with Julio with a single, Randy with a single, and then Mitch Garver came up, and I was like, oh God, I don't really know what we're going to get out of Garver and Solano, even though Solano had a couple hits and a walk yesterday. He had a pretty good game. So, you got to be positive, right? Instead of just, harping on the guys that stink over and over and over. In play, and Williamson singles his center. There we go. But again, Garver coming up with the best case scenario besides a 3-run jack. He got a 2-run RBI with guys at first and second, Julio at second, Randy at first. They both scored, and they ended up being 2-0. Pretty rare for the Mariners to get back-to-back hits. But when we do, when we turn that into an RBI situation, then you have a nice 2-0 lead, but that's not enough to win. Nice single by Ben. Next up, second baseman Leo Rivas. Drop the bunt down, baby. First pitch, takes a strike looking, high and away from Gordon. 0-1 count. Let's go, Leo. Oh, 1 pitch, takes another strike looking in the zone, high and away, behind in the count, 0-2. Yeah, and then we have Larson is doing the Indy 500 and the Coca-Cola race. That's always cool to be able to see someone that's got that kind of skill set that can do both. Like in Indy racing and NASCAR Cup. Obviously, we know Kyle can do a little bit of everything, and that'll be interesting to see how that all plays out here today. Top of the second inning, 2-0 Seattle. Plenty of wrestling and racing later on this afternoon, and I'll definitely be busy. 2-0 pitch, inside at the knees with the sweeper. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Gordon to Rivas. Happy early birthday, Natman. Have a good rest of your day, Matt. Take care. Top of the second, 2-0 Seattle. Come on, Rivas. Finally, we're getting Rivas to play a little bit more frequently, but he hasn't been able to do as much damage in the box and defensively maybe earlier in the year. But hopefully this will be a decent game here for Leo. And Rivas singles to left. There we go. Nice to be able to see, guys in the middle of the order and the back end of the order get hits. Nice hit by Ben Williamson. Nice single there by Leo Rivas. And now we're back at the top of the order. Dylan Moore filling in for J.P. Crawford at shortstop. Let's go, Demo. But we're definitely connecting, and it's nice to be able to get some base knocks. But again, with a pitcher like this, it's like having Emerson Hancock on the mound. We hope for the best, but when you have your worst pitcher, out there, and I'm not necessarily sure if this is, the Astros' absolute worst, guy that's, filling in right now, but, you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of every single opportunity. That Framber Valdez, Brian Wu matchup was a pitcher's duel, but they found a way to, get those couple errors on us in that first inning by Wu and Rivas, and that's all she wrote. Brutal way to lose yesterday. First pitch to Dylan Moore from Gordon, takes a strike looking, high and inside. 1-0 count, or 0-1 count, excuse me. And if we end up winning the game today, I think this will be the first time in 2025 that we're winning with the Northwest Greens, the Teals. We haven't even won a game yet. I believe we're like 0-3 or 0-4 with these particular jerseys. Normally we wear the blues, the navies, primarily, and the whites. And Demo on the 0-1 pitch is flied out to left, 2 away. Next up, 0 for 1, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Trying to catch up with Schwarber and Aaron Judge. But anytime you get close to 20 home runs early in the season, Cal pacing for 55 home runs, 100 runs scored, and 120 ribbies. We don't know if that's going to actually happen. It's a long season. But Cal has been definitely our MVP here in 2025, top 5 MVP candidate with guys like Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani, and that's kind of cool to be able to know that we got our own Shohei or Aaron Judge here in Seattle, and his name is Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh. 253 average, 17 homers, 35 ribbies. Let's go, Cal. First pitch to Cal Raleigh, fouled off right down the middle with a curveball, 0-1 count. Let's go, Big Dumper. Just love what you bring, you know, energy-wise, swagger-wise, intelligence-wise, a great defender, switch hitter, can throw guys out at the knees, and he is the most clutch hitter in the 7th inning and beyond since he's come into the league. You know, he's got more go-ahead home runs than anybody since he came in 2022. You know, it's crazy to think that, you know, Cal Raleigh's got 11 go-ahead home runs since 2022. That's number one. Number two is Aaron Judge with like 8, you know, and you got a couple guys at like 7. So, you know, it's interesting to be able to see the development of Cal Raleigh, and especially with that torpedo bat from the left side and the right side, it's working. Pitch fouled off, behind in the count now 0-2 to Gordon to Cal Raleigh. 0-2 pitch, high and away with the sweeper, 79 miles an hour by Gordon. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Cal Raleigh. Come on, Cal. Trident's up, baby. 1-2 pitch, low and away, and he fouls that one off. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. Mariners have a knack for scoring runs even with 2 outs. You know, most teams, you know, they usually choke when there's 2 outs, just knowing that there's 1 more and then the inning is over. But other teams kind of thrive off the chaos and are able to kind of lock in and maybe in their minds pretend that there's, you know, no outs or just 1 out, and they can play a little bit more freely. But we're definitely not intimidated by a 2-out situation. 1-2 pitch. Pitch is low and at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs with runners at first and second. See if Cal can end up getting a home run here for a 3-run blast, or if he can end up getting a RBI to get us to 3-0 or 4-0 before this inning ends. Let's go Mariners. And down goes Cal Raleigh, but that's okay. You know, we can't get mad at that. You know, normally when we end up getting a couple guys on and we don't score, typically the next inning or the inning after that is, you know, when the run typically comes. But at least we're getting hits, you know, out of guys in the middle of the order. You know, you're getting some action out of Julio and Randy early and Garver, right? We'll see what we get out of Solano. And obviously with Ben Williamson and Leo Rivas, they've been able to get some base knocks as well. Let's see if we can keep the rally going top to bottom. Let's go to the bottom of the second inning with a early 2-0 Mariner lead. And we already got 5 hits already within the first 2 innings, so it's a good start. Magic number is usually 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. So next up for the Astros, in the 6th hole, center fielder Jake Myers. Batting second, catcher Yanier Diaz. And batting third, right fielder in the 8th hole, Cam Smith. Let's go Mariners. Trident's up. Now, there's a couple guys that, you know, Cal, you know, being a little bit thicker, like a Pudge Rodriguez or a Mike Piazza of this generation. You know, there's been some pretty good catchers over the years. You know, Buster Posey as an undersized catcher was amazing. Pudge Rodriguez was one of the greatest of all time. You know, and obviously Mike Piazza had a nice little run there with the Dodgers and the Mets. But Cal has not only broken almost every, you know, catcher record for the Mariners. Just imagine, you know, if Cal plays for 15 or 20 years, you know, and he continues to play like he has, you know, he'll end up going down as one of the best catchers overall in baseball. So, you know, it's like when you're already putting up stats like Johnny Bench and, you know, some of the OGs that are already in the Hall of Fame, it's kind of exciting to think. And again, you know, if we're going to end up making a World Series or, you know, deep run in the playoffs like an ALCS, we're not going to just need Cal. We're going to need Julio as well. It's got to be a team effort. Let's go to the bottom of the second inning, 2-0 Mariners. We love you, Cal. Keep it going, baby. But obviously already, you know, very, very high rankings in many, many statistical categories, and hopefully it doesn't stop anytime soon. All right, Louise, let's go, baby. First pitch to Jake Myers. Takes a strike looking right down the pipe. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch to Jake Myers. Fouls that one off high and inside with that sinker at 95 miles an hour. Behind in the count now, 0-2 to Jake Myers. Let's go, Louise. 0-2 pitch. Fouled off high and inside with a four-seam fastball. Behind the count now 0-2. Bottom of the second, 2-0 Seattle. Let's go, baby. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. You haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 20 likes within the first hour, 50 overall, and 100 in the donos on every single stream. 0-2 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jake Myers. Let's go, Castillo. Let's go, La Piedra. 1-2 pitch, sinker, fouled off, high and away. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to Jake Myers. One-two pitch, low and away, about 5 feet off the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Jake Myers. 2-2 pitch, got him, strikes him out looking, see ya. Another punch out by Luis Castillo. Attaboy. Nice job, La Piedra. Why to bring that electricity? Bay. Myers strikes out looking, 1 away. Down goes Jake. Next up, catcher in the 7-hole, Yanier Diaz. Bottom of the second inning, 2-0 Mariners. Back-to-back hits for Seattle in the first inning. Julio, Randy, and then Mitch Garver with a 2-run RBI double. Very shocking, but again, we'll take it. 2-0 Seattle. First pitch, Yanier Diaz. Big swing and a miss, high and away. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Diaz is hungry. He's thirsty out there. Behind in the count now 0-2. He's swinging at everything. Hey, I'm not complaining. 0-2 pitch. High and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Yanier Diaz. Oh, Chipper was amazing. I mean, again, I remember collecting baseball cards, and when his rookie card came out in the early 90s, obviously it was a heavy draw, just like the Frank Thomas Leaf card and the Ken Griffey Jr. 1989 Upper Deck. But I always rooted for Chipper. I always enjoyed watching him. And again, it's like when you had the Cubs on WGN and the Braves on TBS, regardless if you had cable or not, it was kind of a cool thing that you didn't have to be from Atlanta or Chicago to enjoy watching the Cubs and Braves back in the day. And I always, enjoyed watching him, collected his stuff, and one of the better baseball players in that era, 100%. Pitch fouled off. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Castillo to Diaz. 2-2 pitch. And Diaz singles to center. Nice hit there by Yanier Diaz, right in front of Julio. Next up, right fielder, Cam Smith. We need a double play right up the middle, a little slow dribbler up to Demo, and a throw to Solano to get out of this inning. What do you say, Sports Gods? Make it happen. I mean, I don't think we can say he's like the best switch hitter of all time, because you got guys like Mickey Mantle, that you have to think about as well, like old school guys, too. But again, one of the better ones, but you'd probably have to go on Google, look up the stats of every switch hitter, of all time, and then see where he ranks between some of the guys that played in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and then the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and then the current guys that are playing now. But I definitely think that he was one of the better ones. I don't think I would say he's better than Mickey Mantle, and there's a few other guys that he's probably pretty close to, but definitely one of the top guys the Braves have ever produced. And they've had guys like Hank Aaron. So, we already know how good the Braves have been. And obviously with the amazing pitching staff in the 90s, when they ended up going to all those World Series, that was Smoltz and Greg Maddux and Glavine and Steve Avery. Your boy remembers. Ron Gant, Sid Bream. I mean, I can name drop for days. Smith gets on here as well. Next up is Mauricio Dubon. Got to settle in. And a little slow dribbler right up the middle, but where's the double play? It was exactly what I wanted, but again, not in the right spot or the right place there for Leo Rivas. And Dubon, first pitch, in play. There we go, baby. And there's the double play. The sports gods just had to make me wait one more batter. There we go. Way to get out of the jam. And again, anytime you can end up getting a double play with runners at first and second, extremely tough. You know, you have to hope that it gets hit right to third, and then you can make a quick throw to the second or first. You know, it's much easier to get a double play when there's just one guy on, right? Slow dribbler, right up the middle. You tag the bag, you throw it, obviously, to first. But, when you got guys at first and second, a little bit tougher. You can still do, the tap the bag on second or the flip like we just did right there, and then a throw to first. But it's a lot tougher to get double plays with runners at first and second, especially when they're being aggressive. But the Mariners do it, baby. We got good defense. End of the second inning. This game could easily be, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2 Astros. But our defense has been pretty good so far. Castillo getting bailed out, and I love it. Let's go to the top of the third inning with a early 2-0 Mariner lead. All right, we're back at the near top of the order where the rally started in the first inning. Leading off, center fielder, 1-for-1 with a run, Julio Rodriguez. New photo as well, looking good. Swaggy. Batting second, 1-for-1 with a run, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Let's go, baby. And batting third, the hero so far, 1-for-1 with a 2-run RBI double, Mitch Garver. Let's fucking go. All right, we hit the 20 number. Now we're almost at 30. We're at 28. 2 more to get to 30, 22 more to get the goal to get to 50. Good start there. And we're still looking for our first dono on our dono train, but I know we'll get one. Top of the third inning, 2-0 Seattle. 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors. Great to see no errors for the Mariners. 2 errors in the first inning cost us 2 runs and literally cost us the game. But again, it's been a very competitive series. It's not ever going to be easy when you go against your number one, foe, right? We won 4-3 in game number 1, right, in Seattle. We lost 2-1 in game number 2 in 12 innings. That was a heartbreaker. And then we won 7-6, where we were down 5-0 in the 8th inning and scored 7 runs in the last 2 innings and won 7-6. That sprung us to a big, springboard moment. And we ended up going on a nice win streak after that by winning that Astros series 2-1 and then sweeping the Rangers. And then we ended up winning 9 consecutive series after that, which was great. And obviously got stomped 9-2 in that first game. Obviously won game 2 5-3 and then lost yesterday 2-1. And Julio Rodriguez keeps the heats. Man, he is heating up. That hot streak is staying alive. Nice job, Julio, getting another single there. Nice job, J-Rod. He's seeing the baseball very well. Next up is Randy Arozarena. First pitch. Outside there for the ball. 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch to Randy Arozarena. Another ball. 2 balls and no strikes to Randy Arozarena from Gordon. Gordon with a wild pitch. And that is a strike looking there in the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike. And you get Julio Rodriguez jumping to second after that wild pitch. Let's go. Julio and runner in scoring position already here in the third. Ana. Buenos dias. Buenos tardes. Buenos noches. Vamos, maneros. 1-2 pitch. Takes a strike looking. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. 2-2 pitch and a big swing and a miss. Down goes Randy Arozarena, 1 away. And we will give love to Colton Gordon. I'm not a hater here. Nice job by Colton getting the punch out. I see you. Next up, DHing for the Seattle Mariners, Mitch Garver. Already has a 2-run RBI. He's the hero so far today. Let's see if Mitch can continue the hot streak. Oh, Larson got in a wreck. I mean, Indy racing is so much, I think, I don't want to say it's more difficult than NASCAR Cup, but it's a different type of racing, and there's not very many people that can do both. And that's unfortunate that he ended up getting in that wreck. But we'll see what happens, obviously, later in the NASCAR Cup Series there. First pitch to Mitch Garver, takes the strike swinging, which is rare. He normally will take the first 2 or 3 pitches looking, but now coming up a little bit more aggressive after getting that 2-run RBI. Confidence might be starting to go on an uptick. 0-1 pitch, another swing. Wow, behind the count 0-2. Garver really trying to get, Julio home. He already done it once, trying to do it again. 0-2 pitch, takes a pitch inside, tries to jam the hitter. Gordon, 4-seam fastball, 90 miles an hour at the elbow. 1 ball and 2 strikes with the runner at second. Julio with 1 out. Mariners with an early 2-0 lead with back-to-back hits by Julio, Randy, and Garver. And Garver actually got a 2-run RBI double to give us a 2-0 lead. And again, that's exactly what we needed after losing yesterday in a heartbreaking way, especially with Brian Wu on the mound. We don't want to see Brian Wu get any L's or play like he did yesterday, but the bats have let us down in the last 2 weeks. We have not been that same team that scores 6 runs a game or more when we were on our 9 consecutive series win streak. We've been getting more like 1 to 3 runs. That needs to change. Wild pitch, another one there by Gordon. Julio goes to third. Good awareness and base running by Julio Rodriguez. And 2-2 pitch, and Garver doesn't swing, and he gets punched out looking. 2 away. All right, here we go. Now we got a guy that, got a couple hits and a walk. Overall, it's not working, but you never know. Maybe this is a guy that could be a hero today and knock in Julio to make it 3-0. Let's go Solano. All we need is just a nice little base knock. Doesn't have to be that crazy. Got to get it past the infield, though. I agree, Steph. First pitch, takes a strike looking on the line, high and away with a 4-seam fastball by Gordon. 0-1 count. But this is, obviously their worst pitcher that we're going against in these 4 games up to this point. So, again, we have to take advantage. You can't lose to one of their lower-end pitchers. It's like the equivalent of having Emerson Hancock on the mound. Sometimes he's going to be good, sometimes he's going to be off, but we got to take advantage. And obviously Gordon is not a threat. 0-1 pitch, fouled off, high and inside in the zone. Behind the count now 0-2 to Donovan Solano. Wish that we had Rowdy Tellez playing, but since they have a lefty pitcher, there was a few guys that were left out of the lineup, like JP starting the matchup, normally as the leadoff hitter, as well as Rowdy Tellez. So if they had a righty pitcher, we probably would have had those 2 guys, but we'll see if it ends up being a blessing in disguise. And yes, it is. Solano singles to left. Julio, go, go, go. There we go. Unexpected heroes in the matchup. Nice RBI single by Donovan Solano. 2-run RBI by Mitch Garver. And these were the 2 guys that I was the most worried about coming into the game. And the sports god said, relax, O-Dog. They're going to take care of business. And I guess they are. 3-0 Mariners. Hell yeah. Next up, right fielder, Leody Taveras. Let's go, Leody. Hell yeah. This is probably the best 2-game stretch that Solano has had all year. Nice fucking job. Nice fucking job. And down goes Taveras, but it's okay. We end up getting the RBI and a couple wild pitches from Julio to go from first to second, second to third. And all we needed is just that one nice little base knock by Solano, and we actually got it. And don't expect that to be a regular thing. But again, 3-0 lead. I don't think anyone is going to be mad about that. And again, how often are Garver and Solano going to be the heroes for the Mariners? Probably not that often, but when it does happen, we need to acknowledge it and give them love. Again, they've been terrible. They're definitely replaceable. Harry Ford, Tyler Locklear, Cole Young. There's guys that could come up that could be better than those guys right now. But, for today, salute. We needed that. Must-win game. here for Luis Castillo and the Mariners. Go to the bottom of the third inning. We have a nice 3-0 lead, but we're not done. We want to try to get to 5 or more. Next up, 1-for-1, shortstop Jeremy Pena. Batting second, 1-for-1, third baseman Isaac Paredes. And batting third, 0-for-1, left fielder Jose Altuve. Let's go Mariners. Nice job, Seattle. It's funny, too, because I messaged my best friend early this morning, too, and exactly what I ended up, messaging him this morning. I sent him the lineup, and I said, Garver and Solano, yikes. And he said, and I was like, too bad we can't have, like JP and Rowdy in there, but it is a lefty pitcher, and it worked out. So I guess, the sports gods, they were locked in because that's exactly what I wrote this morning. And, again, we know Garver and Solano aren't good. Just like Miles Mastrobuoni, all those guys could be replaced. But it's always cool to be able to see them shine, especially when they end up scoring runs for us. 1-1 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Jeremy Pena. 3-0 Mariner lead. Let's go. Larson is done. Well, that's unfortunate for him. But I'd rather see him in the Cup Series anyways, so. Two pitch. And Pena lines out to left. Randy Arozarena is there. 1 away. Next up, third baseman Isaac Paredes. Bottom of the third inning, 3-0 Mariners. Let's go. First pitch, takes a strike looking right down the pipe. 0-1 count from Luis Castillo to Isaac Paredes. I'm not sure if we can say Solano and stud in the same sentence, but at least for today, he's a stud for today. And yesterday he was a stud. He actually did pretty good yesterday, so I don't know if this is things to come, and Solano starts getting on a little bit of a hot streak, but, again, normally a guy that's going to get, 4 strikeouts or, a couple dribblers that don't even lead to anything, and Isaac Paredes singles to left. Nice little single there on Luis Castillo. But again, a couple hits yesterday and a walk, and then obviously coming up big, with that RBI single. And, normally you don't really expect anything out of Garver, Solano, or Mastrobuoni, and for them to do anything positive, even taking a walk is great. But when you end up getting them to home run or get a real key RBI that we need, it definitely feels great to be able to see the lower end guys actually having some success here today. First pitch to Jose Altuve. Tries to jam the hitter inside with the sinker. 1-0 count. And Altuve has really fucked us up in this series. He's been very, very good, in the first 3 games. And hopefully this will be the off game for him, I'm hoping. 1-0 pitch in play. And Altuve singles to left. He says, I'm not going to slow down for anybody. I'm going to get hits on all your pitchers. Altuve still balling out, even though he's on the back end of his career. Runners at first and second now with 1 out, and we need another double play. Next up is first baseman Christian Walker. Slow dribbler right up the middle to Dylan Moore or Leo Rivas. The throw to Donovan Solano, and we can get out of this inning just like we did before. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Feels better to be on this side of the scoreboard than yesterday. Let's go, baby. Bottom of the third, runners at first and second with 1 out. Need a double play. Slow dribbler right up the middle. Uh-oh. And Walker connects, singles to left. Paredes scores. Altuve to third. 3-1 Mariners. Guess our luck ran out there. Next up, DHing Victor Caratini. We still have an opportunity to get a double play here up the middle. Runners on the corners at first and third with one out. You got to be careful here. Don't let them come back. First pitch from Castillo to Caratini, takes a strike looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. Let's try to limit their damage to one run. Let's not let them score 2 or 3 and tie it up, because we don't really know what it's going to look like later in the matchup with our bullpen or who might be pinch hitting late. 0-1 pitch, big swing and a miss. Got Caratini to bite on that one. Great pitch by Castillo with a four-seam fastball outside. Behind in the count now, 0-2. With runners on the corners at first and third with one out. We need a slow dribbler, double play right up the middle. Come on now. I mean, we could also take back-to-back punch-outs, but Castillo isn't really in the zone. So he's been giving up quite a bit of range here, on the bump. And play. Damn it. And there it is. Sac fly to right. Altuve scores. 3-2 Mariners. Thank God that we got that early RBI by Garver, or we would be down right now. All right, 2 away, and now we have to make sure we don't get any more runs scored. Center fielder Jake Myers, 0 for 1 with a K. I was really hoping Castillo would be better than this, but at least we still have the lead, but I guess this is going to be the way the game is going to go. Maybe this will be a final score of something like 6-5 or something of that nature. What a great catch there in the outfield. And if he didn't catch that, that probably would have scored 2. Heck of a play out there by Leody Taveras. Saving a run for sure to make it not be 3-3. Great play there as he runs into the wall. First pitch fouled off to Jake Myers from Castillo, 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. High and inside, 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Myers. Bottom of the third, 3-2 Mariners, runner at first. Astros with a rally. 1-1 pitch, fouled off right down the middle by Jake Myers. 1 ball and 2 strikes with runner at first with 2 out. Cannot let them score anymore. Even giving up 2 in that inning was too much. Come on, Castillo, settle in. It's never easy when we play the Astros or Yankees. It's always a dogfight. It's always going to be a brawl. It's never going to be easy. One-two pitch. Pitch is high and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Castillo to Myers. Yeah, Castillo's pitch count way too high already. All over the place. In play, and Myers lines out to second, and that's the end of the third inning, but not after they get a couple runs on Luis Castillo. Mariners still have the lead, so we can't complain, but again, it definitely makes the game that much more interesting moving forward. It's not necessarily a pitcher's duel, this matchup. It's going to be whoever's bats come alive, throughout this matchup is going to win this game. And also, depending on, whose bullpen is going to suck ass more. Is it going to be the Mariners or the Astros? Hopefully the Astros, and we can find a way to split this series 2-2. We got a day off tomorrow. Mariners have the day off, and then we start a homestand against the Nationals, which we should be able to, win 2 out of 3, against a team like that, you would think, and hopefully that we do. Let's see who's up next here in the top of the 4th inning for the Mariners. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 1, third baseman, Big Ben Williamson. Let's go B-Dubs. Batting second in the 9-hole, second baseman, Leo Rivas. And back at the top of the order, playing for J.P. Crawford today, shortstop, Dylan Moore. Let's go, baby. All right, we're at 32 likes. We need 8 more to get to 40, 18 more to hit the goal to get to 50. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. You haven't smashed that like button yet? Please do. Help your boy out. It'll help us out with the metrics and the algorithm. Colton Gordon on the mound. 0-0 record with an ERA of 5.59 coming into the matchup. And normally this is where we kind of take a look at the pitchers about halfway through before they get pulled. All right, Gordon, 3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, no walks, 3 Ks, 57 pitches, 42 strikes. ERA went up to 6.39 from 5.59 coming into the matchup. Let's take a look at what Luis Castillo is at now after having that rough inning. 3 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, 2 Ks, 62 pitches, 42 strikes, 3.34 ERA from 3.20 coming in. So both pitchers kind of getting beat up. But the difference is Castillo should be better than Gordon. Both giving up 7 hits. I mean, for one guy, like Gordon, so be it. But, Luis should have only be at maybe 2 or 3 hits given up at this point if he's on, and a few more Ks. But, at least we have a 3-2 lead. First pitch fouled off by Williamson. 0-1 count with that curve. 0-1 pitch. Fouled that one off. High and away. 0-2 count. 0-2 pitch. Down goes Big Ben. Come on, Ben. I hate seeing Ben strike out looking or strike out swinging, but again, it happens. Down goes Ben Williamson, 1 away. Next up is Leo Rivas. First pitch from Gordon to Rivas. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. 0-1 count. Rivas in the box. Colton Gordon on the mound. 0-1 pitch. Takes another strike looking low and in the zone. Behind in the count now 0-2 for Leo Rivas. Can we drop some bunts down? Come on, baby. Let's go. Oh-2 pitch. Fouled off high and inside from Gordon to Rivas. Still behind in the count now 0-2 to Leo Rivas. Come on, Leo, work the count. 0-2 pitch, low and at the knees with a sweeper. 80 miles an hour by Gordon. 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody on and 1 out. 3-2 Mariner lead here in the top of the 4th. Steph, I agree. In play. And grounds out to the shortstop. Throw to first. 2 away. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 2. We need that bat to heat up. Shortstop filling in for J.P. Crawford today because of a left-handed pitcher, Dylan Moore. Come on, Demo. I got you a new photo. Let's go, baby. Bring that electricity, Demo. You're definitely overdue for a homer. Him and JP are way overdue. Pena is such a good defender out there. Stud. My favorite player on the team, even though they are our number 1 rival. But Altuve and Pena still have game, and they haven't even played Yordan Alvarez because he's still injured. He's missed a good chunk of the year. It makes you kind of cringe a little bit to wonder if Yordan was playing this whole series. Do we get swept? You never know. But hopefully Yordan will get healthy as the year goes on for at least the Astro fans and their fan base. 0-2 pitch, fouled off, high and away to Dylan Moore, behind in the count 0-2. Gordon on the mound, Demo in the box, nobody on. 0-2 count with 2 outs. 0-2 pitch. Fouls that one off again. Still count remains. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, 2 outs. Top of the 4th, 3-2 Mariner lead. Come on, Seattle. Come on, Dylan. Yeah, last 2 weeks we've been striking out way too much. And in play. And down goes Demo, popped out to second base. And let's go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Let's see who's up next here for the Astros. Next up for the Astros, 1-for-1 catcher Yanier Diaz. Batting second, 1-for-1 right fielder Cam Smith. And batting third, 0-for-1 in the 9-hole, second baseman Mauricio Dubon. Come on, Louise. We need you, baby. Let's go. Let's do a quick recap for anyone that's just coming into the matchup right now. So starting off the game, we had back-to-back hits by Julio Rodriguez and Randy Arozarena with singles. And then Mitch Garver came up. We all kind of took a sigh of relief after he ended up getting up there and giving up an 0-2 count, and then had a 2-run RBI double, which never happens, and gave us a nice 2-0 early lead. Then in the top of the third, Solano, after Julio Rodriguez got another single, didn't really steal. It was a wild pitch that went from first to second, and another wild pitch from second to third. And then Donovan Solano ended up getting a RBI single. Then it ended up being 3-0 Mariners. But there in the bottom of the third is when the Astros bats finally woke up and they were able to get, obviously some production here. And it started obviously with Christian Walker singling to left. Paredes scores, Altuve to third, and that ended up making it 3-1 Mariners. And then Caratini in the same inning decided, hey, I'm going to get a nice sac fly to right. Altuve scored from third, and then now we're sitting at a 3-2 Mariner lead. 3 runs, 7 hits for the Mariners, 2 runs, 7 hits for the Astros. So plenty of hits, but again, pitchers, have to be able to find themselves here. 1-0 pitch in play, and Diaz grounds out to third, throw to first, 1 away. Down goes Yanier Diaz. Next up, 1-for-1, right fielder Cam Smith. First pitch from Castillo to Smith, takes a strike looking in the zone. 4-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour, 0-1 count. Let's go, Louise. Come on, Mariners. Bottom of the fourth inning, 3-2 Seattle, and a must-win game for us to go 2-2. But again, in the last 2 weeks, we've been striking out a lot more, almost looking like the team that we had last year, where we had a 180 to 220 team batting average, which was terrible, and we were the number 1 strikeout team in MLB, which we are not anymore, thankfully. But in the last 2 weeks, we started to kind of look like that team last year, which is scary. We want to make sure that we're, able to get hits, RBIs, and home runs on a regular basis. And hopefully we'll get back to our winning ways when we start the homestand at T-Mobile on Tuesday against the Nationals. 1-2 pitch. Pitch is outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to 2 balls and 2 strikes there to Cam Smith. 2-2 pitch, and Smith popped out to first, 2 away. Good defense there by the Mariners. Next up for the Astros in the 9-hole, second baseman, 0-for-1, Mauricio Dubon. First pitch, takes a strike looking, high and away, 0-1 count. Captain in the building. What's good, brother? If you can help me out with the likes and the dono portion, it'd be greatly appreciated. Big swing and a miss by Mauricio Dubon behind in the count now 0-2. But crazy to think that Garver and Solano are the heroes today. But again, sometimes it's those unexpected guys that come up big. Julio's had a great game. Randy ended up getting a single. We've had some good opportunities in the middle and the bottom end of the lineup in play. And Mauricio Dubon, go, go, go. And he doubles to left. Wow. Nice base knock from their 9-hole hitter with a double there. But we need to get out of the inning now. Let's not mess around. Next up is shortstop, a great player, two-way player, offense and defense. Love this guy, Jeremy Pena. First pitch, four-seam fastball fouled off, low and away. Behind in the count now, 0-1 from Castillo to Pena. And we'll be shooting for 50 likes and obviously 100 in the donos on every single stream. Let's go, baby. Oh, 1 pitch, low and away, about 5 feet off the plate with the changeup there. 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Pena. But it started off with Julio with a single, Randy with a single, Mitch Garver with a 2-run RBI double. Never happens. And then we end up having a 2-0 lead. And then Julio gets a base knock in the 3rd inning in his second at-bat. Wild pitch. He goes to 3rd. And then we end up getting an RBI single by Donovan Solano. So you never know. You know, a lot of times when Solano and Garver have that situation, they give us nothing. But today, they give us everything. And we're going to need it. You know, we need to be able to split with this team 2-2, considering that we lost with the Brian Wu start, which a lot of us thought we were going to win that game. Bats have not come alive in the last 2 weeks. That's been, nowhere near the 6-run average that we had in that 9 consecutive series, win streak. You know, we've definitely cut that in half. We're going about 1 to 3 runs lately, but today we should be able to get to 5 or 6. 1-2 pitch, high and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Castillo to Pena. But even though this is our number 1 rival, he is my favorite player on the team there. But don't get any crazy ideas, Pena. And there we go. We get out of the inning. Down goes Pena. Let's go to the top of the 5th inning with a 3-2 lead. And I think any Mariner fan will be happy that we at least have the amount of runs that we have at this point. Because if we were down 2-0 right now, there probably would be a good chance that we might not be able to come back. But, I know the bats will come alive, and I'm glad that we were able to get some early production. Let's see who's up next. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 2 with a K. Catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. You're the man. Trident's up. And speaking of the man, this guy right here, 2 for 2 with 2 runs, really leading the way, in May. Center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. And again, we've been patiently waiting in March and April for you to become this player. You're more patient in the box. When you're overly aggressive in the box in the first 2 pitches, you're not popping up and grounding out or striking out. You're actually getting contact. And you're also starting to get some home runs as well. Let's go, Julio Rodriguez. Trident's up. And batting third, a guy that's been starting to get a little bit more consistent as of late, left fielder Randy Arozarena. Got a nice triple yesterday and then a single today, 1 for 2 with a run in a K. Let's see if Randy can get another base knock with this at-bat. Cal, Julio, Randy. Let's go, baby. Go Mariners, Trident's up. Hopefully we can get at least a home run, for the Mariners in this matchup. But even if we don't get any home runs today, as long as we're able to get hits and RBIs, that's fine. But we'll find out. Maybe there will be a late homer, some late inning heroics by one of our guys. Or it could even be right now here in the top of the 5th inning. First pitch from Gordon to big dumper, takes a strike looking right down the middle, 0-1 count. Let's go, Cal. 0-1 pitch, high and away with the changeup, 83 miles an hour, 1 ball and 1 strike to big dumper Cal Raleigh. 1-1 pitch, takes a strike swinging, big swing and a miss, low and at the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes to big dumper Cal Raleigh. 1-2 pitch, low and at the knees, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cal Raleigh. Cal Raleigh leads MLB catchers in the following categories, ranks among all players this season, 17 home runs, obviously now right behind Aaron Judge and Schwarber at second, 593 slugging fourth, OPS fifth, 967, F4 is third, WRC plus is fourth, B-WAR is sixth, OPS plus is fourth. So many things that he is doing on a high-end level. Pitch fouled off, 2 balls and 2 strikes, and most go-ahead home runs in the 7th inning or later since he came into the league. Number 1 with 11. Number 2, Aaron Judge with 9. Mookie, Santander, and Eugenio Suarez tied for 3rd with 8. So there is no one more clutch late in games in the 7th inning or beyond besides Cal Raleigh and Aaron Judge. It's pretty amazing. And even Cal's got more homers than Judge late in matchups for us to win. In play, and Cal Raleigh fouled out to third base. 1 away. Okay, Cal, we still love you. We got to wait for you to be able to maybe bat left-handed later in the matchup against a righty reliever, and then you'll get your home run. Next up for the Mariners, Julio Rodriguez having a great game, 2 for 2. 2 runs, first pitch, high and inside. Normally he would have swung at that early in March and April, but not today. 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike from Gordon to Julio. I mean, is this really Julio? Like normally he's swinging at the first pitch, second pitch, and he's out, right? Now we're actually seeing him work counts, and it's really working. Who would have thought? 1-1 pitch, high and in the knees, or at the hips. 2 balls and 1 strike from Gordon to Julio. I mean, Julio hasn't even swung at the first 3 pitches. I mean, someone pinch me. 2-1 pitch. And Julio grounds out to the shortstop, throw to first, 2 away. But he already has 2 hits already, so you can't complain about that. Next up, left fielder Randy Arozarena. Had a nice, beautiful triple yesterday. Triples don't come that often. And then a nice single early in the first inning with Julio. Garver brought them both home. Let's see if Randy can get another single here with 2 outs. Yeah. Well, more importantly, we need to win so that way we split the series 2-2. We won 2 out of 3 in Seattle at the beginning of the year, and we want to at least split. And remember, going into this series, I predicted that we would go 2-2. So, we'll see if that ends up happening. 0-2 pitch, and Randy, man, he is the new Ty France. I don't know, and a lot of times I don't think it's intentional, but gosh, he is just a beacon for pitches being hit. Whether it be on his arm or at his foot, at his chest, hopefully not the head. But again, Randy gets plunked again. He's like our new Ty France, and Randy goes to first. Next up, DHing for Seattle, Mitch Garver. 1 for 2 with 2 RBIs, a double, and a K. And let's see if Mitch Garver can end up continuing his hot streak here today. Top of the 5th, 3-2 Mariner lead, and Randy is obviously down on 2 knees, but hopefully he'll be okay as trainers are looking at him. It's like when guys get plunked, it's fine, but we don't want him to get hurt, though. Let's look at the replay here again on the pitch to Randy. Oh, shit. Hit him right on the fucking wrist, and there's no padding there. Fuck. That looked like it fucking hurt bad. I mean, he's got a little bit of a check swing right there, but he gets literally hit right on the wrist. Hopefully his wrist isn't broken. He's got hit 9 times at Leeds MLB. But I hope that his wrist isn't broken because it made direct contact. You could see it. He's trying to flex his hand right now. I hope he's okay. Randy's tough. You got Solano and the trainers next to him here. You're probably gonna have to wear some kind of sleeve or padding there moving forward. Because normally when he gets plunked, it's on the shoulder, when they're trying to pitch inside to him. Same thing with Ty France. It was normally like in the shoulder, but that time right on the fucking wrist, right when he was about to kind of check swing and, kind of deciding if he wants to fully swing or check swing. And then that ball hit him right on the fucking wrist. Hope he's okay. Still down on one knee. I mean, obviously, if he was okay, he would have already went to first a long time ago. And then the catcher for the Astros is talking to Randy. Not intentional, even though Randy has been hit the most in MLB 9 times. It's like just when we thought the whole Ty France experience was over, Randy took over. And Garver in play on the first pitch. And Garver is out. Flies out to right. I wish he was a little bit more patient at that at-bat since it took so long for Randy to get up. But, normally Mitch is taking a couple pitches. But after getting that 2-run RBI, now he's overly aggressive on his next 2 at-bats. And it hasn't worked out. But at least he ended up giving the 2-run lead early on. And hopefully Mitch will make up for it later in the matchup if he's still playing. All right, let's go to the bottom of the 5th. Prayers up for Randy Arozarena. Hopefully that wrist is okay. We can't lose him. We already have too many fucking injuries. Let's go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 3-2 Mariner lead. Next up for the Astros, 2 for 2 with a run. Third baseman, Isaac Paredes. Batting second, 1 for 2 with a run. Left fielder, Jose Altuve. And batting third, 1 for 2 with an RBI and a K. First baseman, Christian Walker. Let's go Mariners. Not JT in the building. What's good? All right, let's take a look at the stats of the pitchers at this point when they're going to be getting close to exiting the matchup, and then the game will start over. And obviously we'll have bullpen guys in, and hopefully the Mariners bullpen will be slightly better than the Astros so we can win this game. All right, so for Colton Gordon coming into the game, 0-0 record, ERA of 5.59, 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 earned runs, no walks, 4 Ks, 84 pitches, 63 strikes, 5.52 ERA, so pretty similar to what he had coming into the matchup. And for Luis Castillo, 4 innings pitched, 8 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, 3 Ks, 77 pitches, 52 strikes, 3.28 ERA. And Luis is lucky, because again, if we didn't have Solano and Garver coming up big today, we'd be down 2-0 and we probably would lose, based on Castillo giving up 8 fucking hits. But luckily the bats came alive for us on our end. But again, Luis is not pitching up to his potential. Again, 8 hits given up, and Houston is at 2 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Mariners are at 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors. But hopefully we'll get that late inning blast to secure the victory. First pitch, high and away from Castillo to Isaac Paredes, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike looking in the zone on the line, trying to paint that corner. 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Paredes. 1-1 pitch, fouled off, high and inside, trying to paint that corner again. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Castillo to Paredes. 1-2 pitch, fouled off, low and away with that slider. 86 miles an hour by La Piedra. Bottom of the 5th inning, 3-2 Mariners. It's always a battle when we play the Astros or the Yankees, but those are my favorite series, to go and to be able to call, just because I know that at any given day we could lose. And when we win against those teams, it really does mean something. And again, we already know how good the Astros have been over the years, as well as the Yankees, but I always look forward to a challenge. 2-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Paredes goes down. Nice punch out by Castillo. 1 away. Nice job, La Piedra. Way to bring that electricity. You've given up way too many hits, but at least you're getting strikeouts late, before you get pulled. Next up, 1 for 2 with a run, left fielder Jose Altuve, who's been phenomenal against the Mariners in this series so far. There's just no quitting him. I know with all the cheating allegations, back in the day with the garbage cans and all that, but, that was quite a few years ago. And, they were so good, they didn't even need to cheat to win. It's just kind of sad that they had to go to that resort to do that. But, even Altuve at the back end of his career, still a really good player. Hard to get him out. First pitch, high and away to Jose Altuve. 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. Nice pitch by Castillo. Four-seam fastball. 97 miles an hour. Tried to throw through the hitter, and it worked. 1 ball and 1 strike from Castillo to Altuve. 1-1 pitch. Fouled off. Low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jose Altuve. Come on, Castillo. And Altuve on the 1-2 pitch. See ya! Strikes out swinging. There we go. Down goes Altuve. And another punch out by La Piedra. Nice job, dude. There we go. Way to get hot at the very end, of your run. Keep it going. Next up is Christian Walker. You really want to impress Mariner fans, you'll punch out the whole side. You already got 2 strikeouts on Paredes and Altuve. Can you get another one on Christian Walker? 1 for 2 with an RBI and a K. It won't be easy. 1 more like to 40. Let's get there. If you haven't smashed the like button yet, please do. We need 11 more likes before the stream ends to hit the goal. We're trying to hit 50. We're at 39. 1 more to 40, 11 more to 50. First pitch from Castillo to Walker. Takes a strike looking, painting the line. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. High and away with a 4-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike to Christian Walker. 1-1 pitch and flies out to center. Julio Rodriguez is there, no fly zone, and that's the end of the 5th inning. There we go, baby. Nice job, Julio. Go to the top of the 6th inning and see who's up next for the Mariners. So far, the heroes of the game so far are Mitch Garver and Donovan Solano. Who would have thought? Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 2 with an RBI. First baseman, Donovan Solano. Keep it going, Donovan. Let's see if you can get 1 more hit. Batting second, 0 for 2, right fielder, Leody Taveras. Come on, Leody. We need you, baby. And batting third, 1 for 2 with a K, third baseman, Big Ben Williamson. Let's go B-Dubs. Let's go Mariners. Let's go, baby. Let's get this victory. Then you got a day off tomorrow, and we'll either do, Monday Night Raw, live stream tomorrow, another MLB game, or I'll take the day off since we've been grinding pretty much every day and spend time with Paisley, and then we'll be back at it on Tuesday, obviously with a series starting against the Guardians at home at T-Mobile. Dodgers and Guardians play at 3:10. So if I were to do a game tomorrow other than the Mariners, that would be the game that I would do. See who's pitching tomorrow for the Dodgers if I were to go that route. Oh, Yamamoto's pitching tomorrow against Williams. It's a good pitching matchup. But then we also got Monday Night Raw. And then, I got to make sure I got to take care of Paisley as well. So, all right, let's go to the top of the 6th. Next up is Donovan Solano. And, it's crazy too, because again, in my initial text to my best friend this morning, I said, Garver and Solano, yikes. And then those guys ended up being the heroes so far today. So, but now we're going to get Rowdy Tellez coming in for Donovan Solano. So Donovan did his job, and now we're going to bring in Rowdy Tellez. I like it. Donovan has actually been pretty good these last 2 games. A couple hits and a walk and getting a nice RBI. Let's see if Rowdy Tellez can get something going here. He's due for a homer as well. Dubin coming in relief. So obviously going from a lefty to a righty. Takes a strike looking. 0-1 count. Come on, Rowdy. 0-1 pitch. Fouled off. High and inside to Rowdy Tellez. Behind in the count now, 0-2. Come on, Rowdy. 0-2 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Dubin to Tellez. And obviously we'll see if we can take advantage of some of the guys in the Astro pen. They're shaky in the pen as well. But if it ends up coming down to like Hader and, Andres Munoz, we know both of those guys are 2 of the top 5, closers in the game. So, at least this season. Munoz obviously number 1, but Hader's got to be around 5th or 6th. 1-2 pitch, and big swing and a miss. Down goes Rowdy Tellez. Strikes out swinging. 1 away. It's okay, Rowdy. Still love you. Next up, right fielder Leody Taveras. Come on, Leody. Top of the 6th with nobody on and 1 out. We got a 3-2 lead, but we want to make sure we get a little bit more insurance because I don't feel comfortable with us only scoring 3 thinking that we can win. We still need to try to go for 5 or 6 runs. And again, we got 3 innings, after this to do that. In play, and Taveras grounds out to second. Throw to first. 2 away. Down goes Leody. Like the guys that need to be patient are being overly aggressive, and the guys that are overly aggressive need to be patient. But, it is what it is. Next up is Ben Williamson. First pitch from Dubin to Williamson. Takes a strike looking high and away with a 4-seam fastball. 94 miles an hour by Dubin. 0-1 count. Let's go, Big Ben. Oh-1 pitch, low and away with a sweeper, 85 miles an hour by Dubin. 1 ball and 1 strike with nobody on and 2 outs. And again, we're one of the best teams, top 3 in MLB in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning. And again, if we are going to be able to get to 4, 5, 6 runs, that's when it's going to happen. And again, we've been able to get some hits and some RBIs, but that late inning homer, I wouldn't be shocked if we end up getting one. If we get 2, then we know we won for sure. But hopefully we end up getting at least that 1 big homer somewhere in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. And normally that's a guy like Cal Raleigh that does it, but we'll find out if it's him. And down goes Ben Williamson. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th inning with the Mariners hanging on by a 1-run lead, but we need more. Let's see who's up next here for the Astros. Next up for the Astros, 0 for 1 with an RBI, DHing Victor Caratini. Batting second in the 6th hole, center fielder 0 for 2 with a K, Jake Myers. And batting third, 1 for 2 catcher, Yanier Diaz. Let's go Mariners. Trident's up. Both guys having a good game here so far. Julio and Jose Altuve. Heck yeah, man. That's awesome. The Mariners have the day off tomorrow. I was thinking about either doing that game, the Dodgers and the Guardians, or doing Monday Night Raw, or taking the day off since I have been grinding pretty much every day for quite some time. And then we start a series up at home at T-Mobile against the Washington Nationals. So I'm excited that you get to see Ohtani in person. Good luck. With the Guardians there. Yamamoto is going to be on the mound, so it is going to be a tough matchup, but you actually have one of your better pitchers going against him as well. So you guys should have a chance tomorrow. But Yamamoto, 5-3 record, 1.86 ERA. You may have to wait for him to go out before you start raking. And then you got your pitcher, Williams. And with Gavin's pretty good, 4-2 record, 3.94 ERA. So it's really about just, getting the bats to come alive. So, and I know Carlos Santana's day to day, but hopefully, Stephen Kwan and, the rest can, make it happen for you guys. Yeah, even if I don't stream the game, I'll be watching it, and I'll be looking for you. I try to keep up with my dad's Dodgers. He's been a fan of the team since the 50s, and I try to keep up with the entire league. So, especially with, days where if the Mariners are off, I'm going to be watching. I got the MLB, pass and everything. So I got access to all the games. So first pitch from Castillo to Caratini, and this should be the last inning for Luis Castillo. Pitch is high and away with a four-seam fastball, 1-0 count. But good luck tomorrow with your Guardians. It should be a matchup, hopefully for your sake, that's close. And hopefully you get to see some excitement out there with Ohtani on the opposite side as well. 1-0 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and no strikes to Victor Caratini. Let's go, Luis. 2-0 pitch. Takes a strike looking high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Victor Caratini. 2-1 pitch. Fouls that one off high and away. Four-seam fastball, 96 miles an hour. And you're still getting about 96 to 98 out of Luis Castillo, even though that's the 6th inning. Still has a good arm. 96 miles an hour average from that four-seam fastball. Pitch is high and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with nobody on and no outs. Mariners hanging on to a 3-2 lead. Pitch fouled off. Count remains still full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And you're going to have a good chance for Ohtani hitting one, Again, if it ends up being like a guy like, Schwarber, Cal Raleigh, Aaron Judge, or Shohei Ohtani, those are the 4 guys that are most likely to homer, right now. So, pitch is inside, and Castillo with a rare walk to Victor Caratini here late. Hopefully we get now a cheap double play right up the middle to make up for that. Next up for the Astros is center fielder Jake Myers. Caratini with the walk. Heck yeah. I always like playing you guys. It's always going to be competitive. I like playing the teams in your division, the Guardians, the Twins, the Tigers. It's kind of a division that gets overlooked quite a bit. There's definitely more pub, in the American League with the East, with like the Yankees and whatnot. And then obviously the West, with the Mariners and the Astros and Rangers typically battling it out. But it's kind of that division that doesn't really get talked about as much as the other two. But there's still some quality teams in there with the Twins, the Guardians, and the Tigers, obviously, this year. So I always pay attention to everything. So first pitch, low and away from Myers. Takes a strike swinging. Big swing and a miss. Behind in the count 0-1. Bottom of the 6th, runner at first, no outs. Mariners hanging on to a 3-2 lead. Castillo pitching in his last inning, and hopefully he can finish here strong. 0-1 pitch, in play, fielder's choice. Caratini out at second, 1 away. Now we need another double play opportunity here for catcher Yanier Diaz. 1 for 2, slow dribbler right up the middle, and hopefully we can get the double play here. Yeah, Minnesota is going to be tough, but at least we're not playing them when they were on their, 10-plus game win streak. At least that streak ended, because that would have been pretty tough, playing a team that gets hot. But, same thing goes for the Mariners. If you would have played Seattle when we were on our 9 consecutive series win streak, when we were averaging about 6 runs to 10 runs a game for like a month and a half, we were going to beat anybody. Pitching was good. Hitting was amazing. We definitely were feeding off that Uncle Mo and that momentum. But in the last 2 weeks, we definitely have hit a wall, and we haven't been hitting the same type of way. Pitching has been a little bit better than maybe during that win streak. But again, the hitting has gone way down. Instead of getting about 6 runs a game, we're getting about 1 to 3. And when you get 1 to 3, it's really a crapshoot if you can win. You typically have to get to 4 to 5 runs or more to give yourself a healthy chance to win. Unless you can win, 3-2, 2-1, 1-0. But that's not really, something that every team is built for, especially if your bullpen is shaky. Pitches outside. 3 balls and 1 strike to Yanier Diaz. Don't have back-to-back walks here, damn it. In play. And Diaz flies out to center. Julio Rodriguez is there. 2 away. Thank God. Nice job, Julio. Next up, right fielder in the 8-hole, 1 for 2, Cam Smith. First pitch from Castillo to Smith, fouled off, high and inside, 4-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour, 0-1 count. Yeah, I just can't believe we lost yesterday. 2 errors in the first by Wu and Rivas, and and then they scored 2 runs in the first, and the bats did not come alive. Framber Valdez is a pretty good pitcher, but Wu is like an all-star this year. He's playing like an all-star, and I hate seeing him not get run support. And not only that, him having the error, and even in the previous series when he got hit on the knee and had that bruising, so there was a chance that he might not play, but he did. And I just hate seeing, our top guys lose, with the run support just disappearing. But I think next time around, it'll be better for him. Throw to first. He's safe. Bottom of the 6th. 3-2 Seattle lead. Runner at first with Cam Smith in the box. 0-1 pitch in play. Oh, my goodness. And he go. Wow. Big RBI double. Unbelievable. Hits the wall, and now we're tied at 3. Holy fuck. We might have, I was going to say, if you're going to pull him, and normally you want to have your starting pitching give up 3 runs or less, but you just don't like them to give up runs right when they're about to go out. Big play by Cam Smith there. And obviously we only need 1 more out, so they're not going to pull Castillo, but man, this is really going to be a grinded out type of win, and hopefully the bats come alive, because I don't want to lose this game 4-3 or 5-4. Next up is second baseman Mauricio Dubon, 1 for 2. Clutch hit there by Cam Smith. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 50 likes, and we're still looking for our first dono on our dono train. Support your boy. Let's go. Runner at second with 2 outs. Dubon in the box. And then we have a mound visit here for Luis Castillo. Lots of 97 mile an hour pitches, so it's not like he can't have that top end speed. But he's already had 106 pitches, though. 106. 70 strikes. He's given up 9 hits. Again, if our bullpen wasn't so shitty, we would have pulled him already. But that's what happens sometimes when you have to stretch a guy out a little bit longer than expected, because we don't trust our guys in the pen besides Brash, Spire, Legumina, and our closer, Andres Munoz. Everyone else is very fucking shaky. First pitch to Dubon. Takes a strike swinging right down the middle. 0-1 count. Good start there for Castillo. La Piedra. 0-1 pitch. High and away. 4-seam fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike with a runner at second with 2 outs. Game is tied now 3-3, and we desperately need the bats to open up here in the 7th, 8th, and 9th. Luckily, we're a top 3 MLB team in hitting, with clutch hitting in those 3 last innings. Pitch is high and away. 2 balls and 1 strike to Mauricio Dubon. We cannot let them take the lead here. Absolutely not. It's already hurts enough that they tied it up. Takes a strike looking right down the middle. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Castillo to Dubon. All it takes is that first person to show some love, and then it'll lead to someone else. 2-2 pitch, fouled off, high and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes with a runner at second and 2 outs. We're knotted up at 3. Come on, M's. A dono train will help hits and runs come. Let me tell you. Bottom of the 6th inning. We're knotted up at 3. Runner at second with 2 outs with a 2-2 count. Come on, Castillo. Let's go, baby. We need a rally. 2-2 pitch. Sinker, fouled off, low and away. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mauricio Dubon. Come on, Luis. $112 pitches. Maybe the most that we've had by a starter all year. Hopped up. And Dubon got him. There we go. Dubon strikes out. Got him. Swinging. We love that. That's the end for Luis Castillo, and obviously a little bit higher in the pitch count than normal. But again, you know, when your bullpen is very shaky, you know, again, sometimes you got to stretch guys out. And again, sad that we had them tie the game up, but you know, this is the Astros. Anytime you play the Astros or the Yankees, it's never going to be easy. All right, let's go to the top of the 7th, and this is usually where we excel, you know, compared to the rest of the MLB. The 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, and we have the best clutch hitter and go-ahead home runs in that time period since he's come into the league. Big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Maybe he'll be the hero here today. Leading off for the Mariners, 1 for 2, second baseman Leo Rivas. Batting second, 0 for 3, a guy that needs to heat up. Shortstop, Dylan Moore. Come on, Demo. And batting third, 0 for 3 with a K, but this might be the time where he comes up big with a significant play, like even a solo jack to help us win. Big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. We've seen you do it many, many times. We need you again. Let's go, Cal. There we go. I'm telling you, donos will help the good luck on the stream. Appreciate you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks with a little Cactus Jack. We're at 10:90 to go. Appreciate you, brother. Let me know what you want to do for photos, and I got you. And this will carry over, hopefully, to a Mariner victory. One dono leads to another, which leads to good vibes, which leads to a Mariner victory and a split in the series. Appreciate you very much. Every dollar counts, you know, to be able to pay the streaming fee, the internet bill, you know, or just taking care of my pup. So I appreciate you very, very much. We're at 10:90 to go. You demand. And I appreciate you helping out with lead mod duties. You know, I don't necessarily have a lead mod. You know, we had Sarah and Matt that tried. And obviously, you know, it takes a lot of commitment. You're here more times than not. And I appreciate you stepping in, you know, to the role very, very much. You know, even if it's, you know, one of those things that, you know, I know you're a busy guy, but I do appreciate the support very much. First pitch to Rivas from Dubin. High and away, 1-0 count. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, if it wasn't for Aaron Judge and Schwarber getting to 18, Cal would still be tied for first. And then Ohtani right behind him. 1-0 pitch, high and away, 2-0 count to Leo Rivas. Let me get some Cal photos here for you. Big dumper. Big dumper. Big dumper. Big dumper, baby. I'll get you a few more, too. Two-0 pitch, in play, and Rivas flies out to left, 1 away. Appreciate you, my guy. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 3. And if there was ever a guy that was overdue for a homer besides J.P. Crawford, it's fucking this guy, Dylan Moore. He does have the ability to get more than one homer in a game. You know, we got probably 4 or 5 guys that could. But again, Demo has been pretty quiet, and he's cooled off, you know, from his hot streak at the beginning of the year. We need him to heat up again. Come on, Demo. Even just getting on with a single will be huge. First pitch, strike in there to Demo. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, fouled off. Behind in the count now, 0-2. And 0-2 pitch. And down goes Demo on fucking 3 pitches. You kidding me? Come on, Dylan. Fucking A, we should have had J.P. Crawford play. Or had J.P. Crawford pinch hit for you there. Next up, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. First pitch, takes a strike looking outside of the zone. Should have been called ball, but called strike. Shitty call by that ump. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch to Cal Raleigh. High and away with a 4-seam fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike to big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Should be a 2-0 count. One pitch, low and away. Changeup, 89 miles an hour by Dubin. 2 balls and 1 strike to big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Bring that electricity, Cal. We could definitely use a homer here. We need it bad. 2-1 pitch, high and outside. Good eye by Cal Raleigh. 3 balls and 1 strike to big dumper. Take the walk if it's there, but if the home run pitch is there, you know, swing for the moon, my guy. 250 average, 17 homers, 35 ribbies. He's pacing for 55 home runs, 100 runs, and 120 ribbies. We don't know how close to that number he'll get, but typically a catcher that gets 30 to 35 home runs is one of the best in the world. If you end up getting to 40 plus homers or even 50, we're talking about something that we really haven't seen from a modern day catcher. And there we go. Pitch outside, and big dumper with good eyes forces a walk. Nice job, Cal. Here we go. Could this guy be the hero? Trident's up. 2 for 3 with 2 runs. With Cal at first. Julio, this would be a great chance to be a hero. 2-run jack to go up 5-3. Let's go, J-Rod. Cal did it. Now it's your turn. Let's go, J-Rod. All the photos for J-Rod. Let's go, baby. End result right here. Trident's up. Top of the 7th with 2 outs. Cal at first. Let's go, Julio. Bring the electricity. And we got some wrestling and racing later on this afternoon for the Coca-Cola race for the NASCAR Cup Series, which will be exciting. I'll be watching that. And then AEW has a pay-per-view and NXT as well. So definitely be busy watching a lot of baseball, a lot of wrestling, and a little bit of racing as well. Top of the 7th, runner at first with 2 outs. We're tied up at 3, a real key moment in the matchup here. And we definitely need Julio Rodriguez to step up. First pitch to Julio, 10 feet off the plate, low and away. 1-0 count. Come on, J-Rod. Top of the 7th. We're knotted up at 3. Definitely the game could go either way. Astros trying to win 3 out of 4. Mariners trying to go for the split. And again, going into the series, I thought we would have a good chance to try to split this series. If we would have won the Woo start, then we could have possibly won 3 in a row, but we weren't able to have the bats come alive. 1-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 3 feet off the plate. I don't know why Julio swung at that. He got baited. 1 ball and 1 strike from Dubin to Rodriguez. Come on, Julio. Settle in, baby. Come on, Julio. Back-to-back sweepers from Dubin to Julio. 1-1 pitch. And there we go. Go, 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 go. And Julio Rodriguez, a nice double to left. Cal Raleigh at third. Here we go. There we go. Cal and Julio having a great game here today. 3 for 4 day today by Julio. 2 singles and a fucking double. And next up, Randy Arozarena had a triple yesterday, had a single today, and they're going to end up pulling Dubin now. And hopefully Randy's wrist is okay, and he can end up getting a 2-run RBI double to make it 5-3, or even an RBI single to make it 4-3. But this is a very good position, and hopefully Randy does not waste this at-bat. Come on, Randy. We need you desperately. This might be one of our last chances because we don't really know what's going to happen in the 8th or the 9th. You know, anytime you have an opportunity with guys at second and third, you know, regardless if there's no outs, 1 out or 2 outs, you want to make sure you try to get at least one of those 2 guys to come home. But, you know, best case scenario would be a 3-run jack for Randy to make it 6-3. Then we would win. He gets a 2-run RBI double, 5-3, we win. If we get an RBI single, we don't necessarily win, but we feel better with the 4-3 lead here in the top of the 7th. Let's go, Randy.
Oh my gosh.
Could it be? Is this what's in our future? I hope so. But with that wrist, you know, it might be a little sore. But hopefully he can find a way. Pitching change here for the Astros. And they went from Gordon to Dubin, and they're bringing Ort in. 2.25 ERA, so we'll see what happens here. Let's go, Randy. Trident's up, baby. First pitch to Randy Arozarena. Takes a strike swinging right down the middle, behind in the count 0-1. Runners on the corners at first and third. Second and third. Let's go, Randy. Ort on the mound, Randy in the box. 0-1 pitch. High and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Ort to Randy Arozarena. 1-1 pitch. High and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Ort to Arozarena. Runners at second and third with 2 outs. Come on, Randy. Now, if we were able to get a clutch RBI out of Mitch Garver and Donovan Solano, I know you can do it, Randy. Let's go. Big swing and a miss right down the middle. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 guys on at second and third and 2 outs. And again, we can't let this opportunity slip through our fingers here. Top of the 7th, we're knotted up at 3. We're trying to split the series 2-2. Astros up 2-1 in this series at home in a 4-game set, which is rare. Lost yesterday with Brian Wu on the bump, which is rare as well. But we got to find a way to dig deep here. Come on, Randy. Pitch fouled off, low and away with a 4-seam fastball by Ort. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 guys on, second and third, and 2 outs. You got Julio and Cal Raleigh on base. See if we can knock them in. Come on, Arozarena, please. Come on, Randy. Pitch is high and inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. Count now is full. 3-2 count. Runners at second and third with 2 outs. You know, this is it. This is what you dream about. Coming up in situations like this, you know, like in the backyard, you know, coming up with the big play. Let's see if Randy can do it. And Randy on the 3-2 pitch strikes out swinging. Brutal. And we leave 2 guys stranded there at second and third, Julio and Cal. Hopefully that won't be the last chance that we have to win this game. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Missed opportunity by the Mariners. Let's see who's up next here for the Astros. We really needed to get at least 1 run there. Next up for the Mariners, 1 for 2 with a K. No, 1 for 3 with a K, Jeremy Pena. Batting second, 2 for 3 with a run and a K, third baseman Isaac Paredes. And batting third, 1 for 3 with a run and a K, Jose Altuve. There we go. Appreciate you. You're a big part of that as well. Thank you, Captain. We hit 50. Let's see if we can get to 60 likes before the game ends. 10 more to go. And we're at 10 on the Dono train, 90 to go there. We need a rally. Julio having a great game. Same thing goes for Mitch Garver and Donovan Solano early in the matchup. Let's see what we're going to do pitching-wise here. Obviously, Castillo went all the way up to 114 pitches, which is a season high, 76 strikes. But again, our bullpen has been so shaky. You know, sometimes you got to stretch guys out a little bit longer than you'd like. But we'll see what we have here coming up for the Mariners. Hopefully, we end up having some solid pieces come out. Who will it be? Will it be Bizzardo, Colin Snyder, Gabe Spire, Legumina, Vargas, Lawrence? Who will it be? Yeah, you could say that pretty much for every series that we go and we watch and I call for sure. Gained another sub. I appreciate that. 79 more to go to hit 20,900. 179 to hit 21,000. Let's go. And Carlos Vargas is coming in. I don't really trust him, but hopefully he'll find a way. Jeremy Pena in the box. First pitch from Vargas, high and inside with a sinker, 1-0 count. Don't fuck this up, Carlos. Bottom of the 7th inning, 3-3, Mariner and Astro lead. Pitch is inside. 2-0 count from Vargas to Pena. 2-0 pitch. takes a strike looking on the line. 2 balls and 1 strike from Vargas to Pena. 2-1 pitch. Takes another strike looking high and away, trying to paint that outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes from Vargas to Pena. Come on, Mariners. Pena in the box, on deck. Third baseman, Isak Paredes. Bottom of the 7th inning, we're knotted up at 3. And Pena strikes out swinging. Nice job, Vargas. 1 away. There you go. That's the good Vargas, the one that we like. There we go. Nice job. Way to bring that electricity. Down goes Jeremy Pena, 1 away. Batting second, third baseman, Isak Paredes. Come on, baby. 2 more outs. 2 for 3 day with a run and a K. Paredes has been good for the Astros this year. And hopefully we can find a way to get out here as well. Nice cutter there by Vargas. Keep it up, Carlos. Bottom of the 7th inning, 3-3 game. We're knotted up. And first pitch in play. And Paredes ends up getting a double. Fuck. Vargas. My goodness. Nice double there by Paredes on the first pitch. Crushed the fuck out of that one. Almost homered. Hits the fucking wall. And Randy doesn't get to it. Hustle, Randy, you lazy ass. Next up is Jose Altuve. And I know you got hit on the wrist, but golly, the effort in left field is just fucking like run, you know, like have a sense of fucking urgency. Especially if it goes over your glove. Run hard. Like, don't just jog. Motherfucker jogs more than anyone I've seen on planet Earth. Come on, Randy. Bottom of the 7th inning with now a runner at second with 1 out. Next up is Jose Altuve. Hopefully we can find a way to get out of this inning. And they're going to go with an intentional walk to Jose Altuve. Altuve to first. Paredes at second. And now they're going to go with first baseman Christian Walker. We need a double play bad here. Little slow dribbler right up the middle. Come on, Vargas. Don't fuck this up for us. Come on, baby. Hopefully the intentional walk to Jose Altuve doesn't come back to bite us. You know, he more than likely would have gotten a hit on Vargas. So first pitch, low and away with a cutter from Vargas to Walker, 1-0 count. Bottom of the 7th, runners at first and second with 1 out. We're tied up at 3, trying to tie the series up 2-2. Astros trying to win 3 out of 4. And hopefully we can get Christian Walker out. Batting average with runners in scoring position is only 191. But that doesn't mean he can't get something on Vargas. I don't trust him at all. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike swinging, low and in the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike with runners at first and second and 1 out. Vargas on the mound, Walker in the box. We need a double play here. Come on, Mariners. Trident's up. 1-1 pitch, fouls that one off, high and inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Vargas to Walker. One-two pitch, low and away with that sinker. 99 miles an hour. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Vargas to Walker. Come on, Mariners. Find a way. 2-2 pitch. 10 feet off the plate, low and away. What are you doing, Vargas? Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 1 out. I mean, if we can get out of this jam, we might still have a chance to win. But if he gives up a run or 2, this game more than likely will be over. I mean, we still got the 8th and the 9th, but I mean, it really depends on what happens here. As far as Uncle Mo and that momentum, and as far as our vibe and the belief that we still have a chance to win this game. Bottom of the 7th, runners at first and second, Paredes and Jose Altuve, which we just intentionally walked. And now we got a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 1 out. Come on, Vargas. Caratini on deck. 3-2 pitch. And Walker reached on an infield single to the shortstop. Now we got bases loaded. Fucking A. And how do we not get the throw to fucking second to Demo? Jesus Christ. Really? Come on, Rivas. Come on, Demo. If fucking JP was there, we wouldn't have had that fucking issue. Jesus Christ, Demo going fucking 0 for 4, and you can't even catch the goddamn ball for the force out? Next up is Victor Caratini. Bases loaded with 1 out. First pitch fouled off with the cutter. 0-1 count. Golly. Come on, Rivas. Come on, Demo. If it was Rivas and JP, we wouldn't have had a fucking issue. Terrible. I mean, it's bad enough that we got Vargas out there, let alone when you got a defensive play that needs to happen, and then you let it not happen. Don't have self-inflicted wounds. I mean, that's how we lost yesterday's game. It wasn't even what the Astros did. It was what Wu and Rivas did with the errors. And Caratini calls time. I still think we have a chance, but momentum has definitely shifted to the Astros. I would have liked to seen almost anybody but fucking Vargas here. There we go, double play. Got him! Oh, wow, there we go. And we get out of the inning. Vargas gets that slow dribbler to Caratini. Bases loaded. They don't score anything, but we should have got out that inning a little bit sooner. But again, better late than never. And again, most teams that have bases loaded, they're going to score 1, 2, 3, 4. And luckily, the Mariners, after that blunder by Rivas to Demo for that force out at second, the next batter, we get a cheap double play right up the middle. And again, we are still alive. We still have a chance. Let's go to the top of the 8th inning. I still believe the Mariners have a chance to win. Let's see who's up next. We really got lucky there. That might have actually saved the chances of us, dropping this game by getting out of that inning unscathed. Next up for the Mariners here in the top of the 8th, 1 for 3 with 2 RBIs and a K. One of the heroes early on, Mitch Garver. Batting second, filling in for Donovan Solano. His first at bat, 0 for 1 with a K. You're due, baby. First baseman, Rowdy Tellez. And batting third, a guy that needs to be able to get a big hit here, 0 for 3. Don't be like Demo and go 0 for 4. Let's go, 7-hole hitter, right fielder, Leody Taveras. Let's go, Leody. You've had a home run against the White Sox for your first, a home run against the Astros for your second. Could you come up big here tonight? Let's go. End of the 7th inning. We're in the top of the 8th. Oh, and they're going to bring in Polanco for Garver. All right, so we're going to get Polo, Rowdy, Leody. Come on, baby. We can do it. First pitch to Jorge Polanco. Takes a strike looking. 0-1 count. Let's go, Polo. We need that homer. We need that power. Let's go, baby. Top of the 8th inning. We're knotted up at 3. All we need is a run or 2, and this is our game. Takes a strike looking on that first pitch. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch from Ort to Polo. High and away with that changeup. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jorge Polanco. Yeah, and Demo normally makes that play. And normally Demo doesn't go 0 for 4 either. And that might have been part of it. Just him being frustrated today. 1-1 pitch. High and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Ort to Polo. All we need is just one of their bullpen guys to be wild, and either walk a couple guys, hit a couple guys, or if we end up dropping an unexpected bunt, we just need to find ways to manufacture guys and runners in scoring position. Big swing and a miss, low and at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Ort to Polo. Two-two pitch, and Polo strikes out swinging. 1 away. Still love you, Polo. Next up, first baseman, Rowdy Tellez. 0 for 1 with a K. Let's go, Rowdy. We need a rally, baby. And Rowdy Tellez singles to center on the first pitch. That's what I'm talking about. That a boy, Rowdy. Keeping the rally alive. Nice job, baby. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 3 with 1 out, right fielder Leody Taveras. Come on, Leody. Could Leody come up with a big 2-run homer here to help us win this game? Let's go. Come on, baby. Keep fighting. And they have J.P. Crawford pinch running now at first for Rowdy Tellez. That's a smart move. First pitch from Ort to Leody Taveras. High and away. 1-0 count. Socks down, got a hit. Whatever works. 1-0 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and no strikes from Ort to Taveras. And maybe if Leody can get on with a walk, this could be the inning where we win. Come on, Taveras. Let's go, Leody. Here we go. Pitches low and away. 3-0 count. This should be a walk. Maybe he'll throw a strike and he'll just take the strike right in the middle. And then the next pitch will be a walk. And then we should get a 4-pitch walk or a 5-pitch walk here. Top of the 8th inning. We're knotted up at 3. J.P. Crawford pinch running for Rowdy Tellez after him getting a hit there at first. Takes a strike looking, like I said. 3 balls and 1 strike with a runner at first and 1 out. Next pitch should be a ball. And we should be able to get Leody, as long as he doesn't swing, to first base. Come on, Leody, don't swing. Take the walk. Be patient. Top of the 8th inning, runner at first. 3-1 count from Ort to Leody Taveras. Lauren in the building. What's good, brother? Three-one pitch. Oh, baby. Leody singles to center. Nah. Singles to right. Crawford to third. Here we go. Nice job. I would have taken a walk there as well. Whatever works. Nice job, Leody. You the fucking man. Here we go. Next up is Ben Williamson. Now we got runners on the corners with 1 out. We have to be able to score at least JP from third. At least. First pitch to Ben Williamson. Big swing and a miss. High and inside. 0-1 count. Come on, Ben. We need that electricity, baby. Let's go, B-dubs. Top of the 8th. Runners on the corners on first and third. Let's get JP home. Let's get JP home, baby. Let's go. Top of the 8th inning, runners on the corners at first and third with 1 out. Knotted up at 3. Come on, Big Ben. And I don't think anyone would expect Big Ben to homer here. You know, that would be very unexpected. He's not really a home run type of hitter. He's a singles hitter, you know, but you never know. Expect the unexpected. I don't think we expected Mitch Garver with a 2-run RBI double and Donovan Solano with an RBI single. And throw home, and JP is tagged out at home. Fuck. Brutal. Good defense there by Mauricio Dubon and company. Fuck. 2 away. We needed that ball to get hit into the outfield, not into the infield. Fucking fielder's choice. Brutal. Crawford tagged out at home, and it looks like they're going to make another pitching change. It's not like Rowdy Tellez was going to be able to make it safe. If JP can't make it, you know, Rowdy wasn't going to make it, but that's tough. And now we have King relieving Ort. Next up is Leo Rivas. Come on, Leo. Yeah, we're definitely, a little bit of bad luck for the Mariners in these last few innings. But again, the game is right there for the taking, you know, for us to split the series 2-2. But again, we got to be able to have that clutch player to can that, you know, make that clutch hit that just like we saw early in the matchup by Donovan Solano and Mitch Garver. Can Leo Rivas be that guy to get us the Solano RBI single, you know, and hopefully we can end up making it 4-3, but definitely much tougher now since obviously JP got thrown out at home. Come on, Mariners, let's go. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. You need a few more likes to be able to get to 60. And we're at 10 on the dono train, 90 to go. The game is in the balance. Come on, Leo. As they're making a pitching change here again. Going from Gordon to Dubin to Orton, now to King. First pitch, high and away from King to Rivas, 1-0 count. Runners now at first and second with 2 outs. 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike looking in the zone. Sinker, 90 miles an hour. 1 ball and 1 strike from King to Rivas. 1-1 pitch. In play, and Rivas grounds out to the shortstop, and that is the end of the fucking inning. Brutal. Man, how many times are we going to leave him fucking stranded? You know, we were able to get Garver with the 2-run RBI early. Solano was able to get an RBI single, but we've been choking here late. You know, again, you have to come up big, and unfortunately, we've shit the bed here in these last couple innings with good opportunities. And now we only have one more chance in the 9th to try to win this game 4-3, assuming that the Astros don't score anymore. Come on, Mariners. I know we love the dramatics, but man, Jesus. 11 hits for the Astros, 10 hits for the Mariners, no errors apiece. We're knotted up at 3. Who wants it more? Damn it. Next up, center fielder, 0 for 3 with a K and a run, Jake Myers. Batting second, 1 for 3, catcher Yanier Diaz. And batting third, 2 for 3 with an RBI, Cam Smith. Let's go, Mariners. And I'm curious to see who we're bringing in. It better not be fucking Vargas out there again. Bring someone else in. Gabe Spire. Somebody. Matt Brash. I know we're not going to get Brash, but that's what I would want. But we'll see who they bring in. Better not be Vargas still. Because if Vargas comes out there, we're probably going to lose. Still got to have some kind of faith here, though. I mean, we always have these dramatic comebacks against teams like the Astros and the Yankees, but you can only leave so many guys stranded before it comes back to bite you. And we haven't had anything since the third inning. Oh, Sauce got sent down to AAA months ago. I mean, he was one of the worst players on the team, like Trent Thornton, you know, as far as like relievers are concerned. And then obviously we know that Donovan Solano is the worst player. And obviously Garver and Mastroboni are not that far behind him. So, especially when we got guys like Harry Ford, Cole Young, and Tyler Locklear who could replace Mitch Garver, Donovan Solano, and Miles Mastroboni. And they're bringing in Colin Snyder. I don't know if I like that. That's better than Vargas, though, I guess. All right, Snyder on the mound and Jake Myers in the box. First pitch to Jake Myers. Takes a strike looking low and in the zone. 0-1 count from Snyder to Myers. Oh-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Low and at the knees. Behind in the count now 0-2 for Snyder to Myers. Come on, Colin. Oh, Sauce was fucking terrible. Well, I mean, it all depends if you're watching games on a regular or if you're, you know, a fair weather fan or just, you know, occasional fan, occasional watcher. Sauce is fucking terrible. And he's always been terrible. 0-2 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Snyder to Myers. Every time Sauce came out there, it was always walks, hit by pitches, and pitches were extremely wild, 5 feet off the plate. You know, I haven't heard of anyone that pitches 5 feet off the plate that is considered good. You know, the only thing he had going for him is he was from the Pacific Northwest, but he's also a gamer. And I feel like he cares more sometimes about video games than baseball. And it obviously showed, you know, because again, he wasn't fucking prepared ever. You know, he was a liability. And again, not someone that we would want to have on the team. Bottom of the 8th, we're knotted up at 3. Mariners leave him stranded in the 7th and the 8th. In play on the 1-2 pitch. And Myers reaches first off a fucking throwing error. Golly. JP, come on. Fucking A. And obviously Dylan Moore, you know, normally doesn't play first base. They've tried him out, you know, the last, you know, few games. Not on the same page, JP and Demo. And a single turns into a double. Jesus. Next up is Yanier Diaz. I mean, we've had too many self-inflicted wounds in the last 2 games where if we just would have played our normal Mariner baseball, we would have won both. But shot ourselves in the foot with Wu and Rivas throwing errors in the first inning, and they scored 2 runs off the 2 errors. And then here late, another missed opportunity by J.P. Crawford and Dylan Moore at short and first. Maybe if we would have had Rowdy Tellez there, he would have been able to make that catch and save that play. Brutal. Two-one pitch. Low and away. 3 balls and 1 strike from Snyder to Diaz. 3-1 pitch and a fucking walk. Are you kidding me? Are we just like giving this game away? Myers getting on with a throwing error to second. Diaz being fucking walked. Next up is Cam Smith. Pull fucking Snyder. Get his ass out of there. You stink, Snyder. You're just like Bizzardo and all the rest. STL in the building. What's good? Shows you how important bullpen pitching really is. First pitch from Snyder to Smith. Takes a strike looking low and in the zone. Trying to paint that corner. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch, low and at the knees with the cutter. 1 ball and 1 strike from Snyder to Smith. Come on, Mariners. We got to find a way. Cam Smith in the box. Snyder on the mound. Bottom of the 8th. Runners at first and second and no outs. 1-1 pitch. Takes a strike looking in the zone. Low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and no outs. We're knotted up at 3. Snyder stinks. 1-2 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Snyder to Smith. You know, again, it'll be a miracle if we get out of this with nothing being scored by Houston. You know, more than likely they'll score 1. You know, but even them scoring 1, that might be enough for them to win the game 4-3. Like, really, the only way we're going to win this game is if they get nothing here, which is a big ask. Pitch is low and at the knees. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Snyder to Smith. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. 1 more like to 60, 11 more to 70, and we're at 10 on the dono train, 90 to go. Come on, Seattle. And there we go. Takes a strike looking outside. Inside, but outside of the zone. Probably should have been ball 4, but ends up being strike 3. Questionable call by that ump. Definitely should have been a walk and bases loaded with no outs. But for whatever reason, we get that call. 1 away. Next up is Mauricio Dubon. But I got to call it how I see it, regardless if it goes in our favor or not. You know, I'm going to call it right down the middle for both teams. Next up, 1 for 3 with a K, Mauricio Dubon. And what we need right now is a slow dribbler right up the middle to J.P. Crawford for him to make up for that, you know, that throwing error, you know, to Dylan Moore. And if he can get a little slow dribbler by Dubon right up the middle, co-tap second, throw to first, we should be able to get out of this inning unscathed somehow, some way. That might be the only way we get out of this inning. See if we can get that to happen here. First pitch, high and away with a 4-seam fastball. 93 miles an hour from Snyder to Dubon. 1-0 count. Let's go, baby. Find a way. Dig deep. Yeah, keep me posted, SDL, on that information as well. I know you follow a lot of college baseball. 1-0 pitch, takes a strike swinging, low and at the knees. Snyder getting Dubon to bait. 1 ball and 1 strike with runners at first and second and 1 out. We need a slow dribbler right up the middle for a double play to get out of the inning. Might be the only way we get out of this. Unless somehow, some way, Snyder can punch out the next two guys, which is possible, but I don't know how likely that is. 1-1 pitch, fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mauricio Dubon. Come on, Mariners. I mean, either a double play up the middle or a strikeout and a pop-up for the last 2 outs. Come on. In play. And flied out to right. Thank God. 2 away. There we go. Next up, 1 for 4 with 2 Ks. Shortstop Jeremy Pena, who's an absolute stud. You know, even though I'm a Mariner fan, that's my favorite player on the Astros. Great complete player, two-way player, great at defense and offense. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th, we're knotted up at 3. All right, we're going to make a pitching change here. Brash versus Pena. All right, I like our chances. We should be able to get out of this now. Let's go. And early in the season, we didn't have this luxury because, you know, he was recovering from Tommy John surgery, right? But it's really nice to be able to have Kirby and Brash back. Even though Kirby looked like shit in game number 1, I know that he'll be better as the season goes on. But we love me some Matt Brash, baby. Matt Brash, right? Gabe Spire, Casey Legumina, Andres Munoz. If I didn't name any of those 4 guys and they have a roster spot in the pen, they're untrustworthy. But those 4 guys are probably the ones that we can trust the most. Even though occasionally Brash, Legumina, and Spire will fuck up, Andres Munoz really hasn't fucked up at all this year. 17 saves, number 1 in MLB with an ERA of 0 with like 50 games in. I've never heard of a stat that good at this late in the season, but we'll see if we can have that continue. Let's go, Matt. Like, too bad they don't give Cy Young awards to closers. Like, imagine if we're 100 games in and his ERA is under 1. You know, like, I know it's only going to be for starters, but I mean, how long are you going to go without even giving up a run? It's just kind of wild. Like, they need to, kind of consider things. And it's like, we've had some pretty good closers over the years, like Mariano Rivera, but Andres Munoz is really doing something special in 2025. Bottom of the 8th, runners at first and second. We're knotted up at 3. We're bringing in one of our studs, Matt Brash. He's actually my favorite guy in the pen. Then Gabe Spire, then Legumina, and then obviously Andres Munoz as a closer is the number 1 guy. Hard to beat Munoz and Brash. Let's go, Matt. First pitch to Jeremy Pena, low and away with a slider, 1-0 count. 1-0 pitch, big swing and a miss by Jeremy Pena. 1 ball and 1 strike with runners at first and second and 2 outs from Brash to Pena. 1-1 pitch, fouled off, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Jeremy Pena. Let's go, Brash. 1 more strike and we're out of this. One-two pitch, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes with runners at first and second and 2 outs, and we're knotted up at 3. 2-2 pitch, low and away. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs with runners at first and second, and this might be the game right here, depending on what happens. Come on, Brash, find a way to punch him out. Get him to strike out swinging or looking. Come on, Brash. Bottom of the 8th, runners at first and second, full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Game knotted up at 3. The game is in the balance. And Brash with the walk. Fuck. Oh, brutal. Next up for the Astros, third baseman Isaac Paredes. We got to get out of this, and we still have an opportunity. They do have bases loaded, but that doesn't mean that they're necessarily going to score for sure, especially with Brash on the mound. He's been good since he's come back. First pitch, takes a strike looking, tries to paint that corner on Paredes. 0-1 count. But again, if we have any chance of winning this game, we have to come out with them scoring nothing. If they score even 1, we're probably going to lose 4-3. Just being realistic. 0-1 pitch, high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike from Brash to Paredes. I mean, it is possible that we could score 1 or 2 runs in the 9th, but based on what's happened in the 7th and the 8th, I'm not too sure. 1-1 pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike from Brash to Paredes. Come on, Matt, lock in. Well, Brash is a better pitcher than Colin Snyder. So I trust Brash, 100%. I don't trust Colin Snyder at all. So, again, Brash, either him or Gabe Spire would have been the correct choice in this situation. Maybe even Legomina, but, it's a lot better than having, Trent Thornton or Saucedo or Bizzardo or, guys that are either, not on the team anymore. And just like that, I told you, that's the right decision. In play, and Brash gets us out of the inning. Fielder's choice. There we go. That's why they did it. You may not understand why they did it, but we understand as Mariner fans why. And that's exactly why we did it, because he got us out of the inning. There we go. Let's go to the top of the 9th inning and see who's up next for the Mariners. The Mariners are not the only team that can choke an opportunity. Astros choke there, and let's see if we can make them pay. Next up for the Mariners in the top of the 9th. Let's see who's up next. Next up, a time for redemption. You're 0 for 4 and couldn't come up with that force out late. You got 1K. Can you do it? We need to. Shortstop, Dylan Moore. Batting second, 0 for 3 with a base on ball and a K. Big dumper, catcher, Cal Raleigh. It's time. We need you. And batting third, having a magnificent game so far, 3 for 4 and 2 runs. It's J-Rod, Julio Rodriguez. Let's go. This is where we win, if we win. And again, we have to find a way to win 4-3. Let's go. Either win 4-3, in regulation, or 4-3, in 10 or 11. Let's go. Daniel in the building. What's good? Yeah, obviously coming off Tommy John is one thing, but, we can't afford to have Brash be a starter. Because imagine if we took Brash and made him a starter, over like Logan Evans or Emerson Hancock, then who would we have left in the fucking bullpen to trust? Like what, Gabe Spire, who's been kind of hit or miss lately, right? Was awesome in the first month and a half, and then has been shaky since, right? Legomina, who most of the time is pretty good, but still, maybe not the most trustworthy, but still more than the others. And then we'd be left with Snyders and the Bizzardos, and all of the other guys that, we don't really trust. So, it's kind of good that we have Brash, in the pen, because we need to have at least a couple guys, to line up with Munoz. You just can't have 5-6 shitty relievers, because if that's the case, we're never going to win games. Even if you end up having like a 5-0 lead, that'll get eliminated, and you'll see that lead get depleted as soon as the relievers come in. King on the mound and Demo in the box. First pitch, high and away, 1-0 count from King to Demo. One 0 pitch, low and inside at the knees, 2-0 count to Dylan Moore. Top of the 9th inning, we're knotted up at 3 with no outs. 2-0 pitch, takes a strike looking, 2 balls and 1 strike to Dylan Moore. 2-1 pitch, fouled off by Dylan Moore. 2 balls and 2 strikes from King to Demo. 258 average, 8 homers and 16 ribbies for Dylan Moore, but he's been pretty cool and cold, as of late. He definitely is overdue for a big play. Pitch fouled off again, high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dylan Moore. 2-2 pitch, and Demo strikes out swinging. Terrible, man. 0 for 5. Fucking A, dude. Could have had JP Crawford play. Next up, 0 for 3 with a base on ball and a K. Catcher, Cal Raleigh. Let's go, big dumper. He's got more home runs in the 7th inning and beyond for go-ahead than any player in MLB since 2022. We've got 11. Second place is Aaron Judge with 9, and then 3 tied with 8. So if there was a time for Cal to come up big, it might be here. First pitch from King to Cal, outside, 1-0 count. One 0 pitch, high and away. 2 balls and no strikes from King to Big Dumper. Come on, Cal. Top of the 9th inning, we're knotted up at 3 with 1 out. 2-0 pitch, takes a strike looking right down the middle. 2 balls and 1 strike with nobody on and 1 out. Cal Raleigh in the box. King on the mound. I do everything, basketball, baseball, football, hockey, NASCAR, WWE, AEW. Once in a while, a little UFC or boxing, but no tennis. No tennis, no golf. Nothing like that. Come on, Cal. Top of the 9th inning, 3-3. We're knotted up. Astros up 2-1 in the series. We're trying to tie and split. 2-2. 3-3 game late. We've had a couple missed opportunities, but the Astros have as well. In play, and Cal gets a nice single to the shortstop. There we go. We have life. Nice job, Cal. Next up, center fielder Julio Rodriguez having a great game, 3 for 4. First pitch, takes a strike swinging, 0-1 count. A 1 pitch, and Julio flies out to right, 2 away. All right, last opportunity here for the Mariners in the 9th. Next up is Randy Arozarena. First pitch from King to Randy. Takes a strike looking with that sweeper, 80 miles an hour, 0-1 count. I haven't done it in a long time, but I'm never opposed to doing it. It really depends on who's fighting, but it was more from like back in the day. It was like, some other fighters, that were a little bit more popular in their day that may be retired now, but I'm never opposed, to doing a big boxing main event or a UFC event. It really depends on who is main eventing. Pitch fouled off. Behind in the counts now, 0-2 from King to Randy. But I do enjoy UFC and boxing. UFC, more now. Boxing was a little bit more exciting in like the Tyson, Evander Holyfield, 80s and early 90s. It's still depending on who's, matching up, or when like Floyd was in his prime, obviously, but kind of just depends on if you have a preference on a particular athlete. Which is inside at the knees, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Randy Arozarena. But yeah, it's been a while, but I try to do it if it's worth it. And Randy strikes out looking brutal. All right, we're going to the bottom of the 9th. We have to pray that we can hold the Astros to 3, and we can find a way to win this game 4-3 in 10 or 11. Next up for the Astros, 1 for 3 with a run, base on ball, and a K. Left fielder Jose Altuve. Batting second, 2 for 4 with an RBI and a K. First baseman Christian Walker. And batting third, 0 for 2 with an RBI and a base on ball, DHing Victor Caratini. Let's go Mariners. 3 runs and 11 hits each with 1 error for Seattle. We need a rally. All right, next up here in the bottom of the 9th, Jose Altuve. Got to find a way. And they're bringing in Legumina, who normally is a pretty trustworthy player, with Matt Brash as well as, Gabe Spire. Obviously can't have Andres Munoz come in when the game is tied. So hopefully Casey Legomina won't fuck this up for us. And I believe he can get us out of this jam, in this bottom of the ninth. So, and hopefully we can find a way the bats to come alive in extras and we can win 4-3 in 10 or 11 innings. Wow, Dan Wilson is ejected. Well, hopefully that'll fire up our guys. We already know that Sweet Lou Panella used to do that for us, back in the day, to, get the guys fired up or to argue, a bad call and to be able to get that energy and that lift that we need. And maybe that will give us the lift that we need emotionally to be charged up to be able to win this game in the 10th inning, hopefully. First pitch from Casey Legomina to Jose Altuve. Takes a strike looking low and at the knees. 0-1 count. 0-1 pitch. Takes a strike swinging high and away. Behind in the count now 0-2 for Jose Altuve. Looked like he was maybe arguing one of the, calls. I mean, sometimes umps, and managers are going to go at it based on, how things have gone, throughout the whole matchup. 0-2 pitch in play, and Altuve singles to left. But I think they were arguing the last call there on Randy Arozarena, and then Dan came out to defend it and then got tossed. Next up is Christian Walker. We need a double play right up the middle. First pitch takes a strike swinging with Legomina on the mound. 0-1 count. Bottom of the ninth, 3-3 Mariners and Astros. Trying to get to 70 likes before the stream ends. We're at 10 on the Dono train, 90 to go. 0-1 pitch, takes a strike looking on the line. Still in the zone, high and away. Behind in the count now 0-2 for Casey Legomina. Come on, Casey. 0-2 pitch, fouled off, high and inside. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first and no outs. We need a double play here. Let's go. And there it is. Back. See ya. And the Mariners just lost the matchup. Final score, Houston Astros 5, Seattle Mariners 3. Christian Walker with a 2-run jack with Altuve aboard. And that is the game. Brutal. I mean, so many opportunities for the Mariners there. And fuck. Again, you want your guys to do well. Normally, Legomina, is pretty trustworthy with Gabe Spire and Matt Brash, but wrong pitch, wrong time, and that's the game. Fuck, brutal. Congratulations, Astros. They win 3 out of 4. We get the day off tomorrow, and we can rest our guys up, and hopefully we can get back to our winning ways at home at T-Mobile, where we have a series starting off with the Washington Nationals starting on Tuesday. Congratulations, Astros. Rough loss for the Mariners. Final score, Houston Astros 5, Seattle Mariners 3. And I got one question for you. Who talks sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Trident's up.